one job. I have to find a way to beat a really tough guy named Keith Jardine.
I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to try and get him up against the fence and keep him there.
I'm going to try and, tear him apart.
Picture perfect ending this fight. I catch him with a hook or something midway through the first round. Done.
It would surprise me if it was anything other than, a really good fight.
I'm a fighter, I'm going to try to hurt the guy as hard as I possibly can and as bad as I possibly can. And Chuck Liddell will be on the receiving end of that.
Remaster Tito, just another chance to shut him up.
Now it's just all about redemption, of stepping in and getting my world title back.
If I knock him out in the first round, the second round, the fourth round, don't care, I'm going to knock him out.
It's about beating Chuck Liddell and showing everybody in the world that he is human.
The wait is finally over. We are live at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Nowhere can you step in Las Vegas and not see two men, Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. Posters all over. The hype has never been larger. They will meet again to settle the score, perhaps for the final time. Tonight, the Hungarian nightmare Christian Wellish is looking to lay down some international law as Anthony Perosh is back from down under. The black belt hoping tonight for UFC gold. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight matchup tonight brought to you by Science Extreme Supplements for Extreme Athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. Anthony Perosh, 3 years the elder of the Hungarian Christian Wellish, and as I mentioned, skill set and size is pretty much identical the rest of the way down.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean is our referee. We are set for a heavyweight matchup here tonight from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Christian Wellish against Anthony Perosh.
You ready to fight? You ready? Come on, let's do it.
And here we go. Elvis Sinisic told me last night that Perosh has been working diligently on his striking, kicks included, and as you know, Sinisic has outstanding kicks.
Yes, he does. Nice leg kick by Perosh right there.
Wellish working with the American Kickboxing Academy, you know as well, working his striking.
Another nice leg kick by Perosh. Yeah, American Kickboxing Academy is about as complete a gym as you can ask for. Another one by Perosh.
Yep, he's really coming forward with that right kick. And goes for the shoot for the leg.
He's got the single pressed up against the fence.
Both men, as you mentioned, as they walked in, Joe, very comfortable with their ground games.
Yeah.
Wellish tough to take down here.
Yeah, he is tough to take down. He's doing a good job there of avoiding this. But Perosh gets him. And back up to his feet.
Don't grab the fence.
And now Perosh trying to work.
Wellish trying to take the back. Good knee.
Wellish avoiding the early takedown attempt of the hippo Anthony Perosh.
As we said before, both of these guys have gotten over their octagon jitters. Their second appearance in the octagon always gives you a much better analysis or a much better version of their skills.
And admitting that was Christian Wellish. I mean, he came right out and said what you said. He said, hey, octagon jitters for certain when I took on Chet Congo. And both those fights lasted about the same time, unfortunately, in defeat. So Perosh and Wellish come back, I think, more mentally strong, undoubtedly, here in this second opportunity.
Yeah, I think another thing that's happening is that this octagon,
Wow,
he's
good
opening up right here.
combinations by Wellish.
Perosh is in
Uppercut.
trouble.
He caught him.
He drops down.
Perosh wants no more of striking right now. Good
took some
combinations.
pretty heavy shots.
Wellish really went right, left, and continued to throw an onslaught on Anthony Perosh.
Now he's trying to transition to Perosh's back. Good knee in the transition. Some blood coming out of Perosh's nose here.
And another thing to note, travel was difficult for Anthony Perosh from Australia because of the holidays, because of coming all the way across the world, basically. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on the cardio of Anthony Perosh. He said he felt great, but you never know once you get in there and you say, wow, maybe my body hasn't adjusted to North America now.
Yeah, that's a tremendous flight. I think it's 13 or 14 hours or something like that.
13 or 14 to Japan and then another 9 here. So basically a 24-hour trip for Perosh, who's getting tagged quite often here in round 1. And Wellish showing some pretty good hands.
Yeah, Perosh looks wobbly already.
And Joey said right as the fight started, maybe it's the guy who brings that X factor in, a new ability to strike, who has an advantage, and so far Wellish has the better X factor in this fight.
Yeah, I believe definitely Wellish. So,
good
Perosh gets him
takedown
down.
by Anthony Perosh.
And good standing up. Good job standing up by Wellish. Blowing a lot of energy here, these guys.
Absolutely. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds and an E.
Perosh looks a little more stable on his feet here. Right when I said that, he gets hit with another shot.
Leading with the right and then countering with the left. So it's right-left quite often here for Christian Wellish. And now he goes traditional. Anthony Perosh hasn't really utilized the hands here. It's been the kicks, isn't it? There's a good jab, right as I mentioned.
He's very stiff with his hands.
He's very wobbly again, though. He was just thrown aside by Wellish. Okay, he doesn't look natural with his striking, does he?
No, now Wellish takes him down. There we go.
Side control. Christian Wellish, plenty of time to work here in round number 1. Good first round for the Hungarian Nightmare.
Perosh works his way back to his feet and eats a knee. Oh, big right hand.
And
Could be in
Perosh
trouble.
is in big trouble.
Herb Dean looking at him very closely.
Wellish trying to finish the fight here in round 1.
Perosh is taking some
Perosh
shots.
continuing to be punished.
He's still got his wits about him, though. He's hanging in there.
Wellish still has side control. It's almost as if Wellish could have kept up that pace. He could have finished the fight right there.
Well, you know what? Perosh is a pretty seasoned guy. He's had a lot of mixed martial arts bouts. He's used to being in bad situations.
And he's in one now.
He is in one now, for sure. But look here. He's got his wits about him. He grabs a hold of his hands and uses his feet to push his hips back.
Oh, almost caught him with an up kick. In fact, he did eat a bit of an up kick there, Christian Wellish.
Christian Wellish passes here. He's in side control again. And Perosh just taking some punches here, even though these aren't as devastating as the ones before.
More importantly, Perosh is going to make it to the second round.
Yes.
And he does.
Big round. Big round for
Christian Wellish.
Let's take a look at some of the action from that first round. Perosh very bloody here. Christian Wellish landing some good punches here. Just Anthony Perosh basically just backing straight up and eating shots. Here's a nice knee by Christian Wellish. And some very good punches afterwards. The right hand drops him and very close to stopping the fight right there.
Bam! A left
There's
and
the
a
right hand
right,
that dropped
both connected.
Yeah, Anthony Perosh is in a lot of trouble that round. Let's see if he can compose himself in between rounds, and hopefully his conditioning will take over and he'll have some gas for the second round.
Perosh has been competing in martial arts for 12 years. Started to compete and train in mixed martial arts, received his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu just a couple of years ago. But he was beaten up pretty well in round number 1 by the Hungarian Nightmare, Christian Wellish.
Yeah, and the problem is that's going to take a toll on him coming into this second round. Even though, you know, this is a fresh round, he's not a fresh man. He took some serious punishment that round, and Christian Wellish took almost none.
If you're Wellish, you continue to throw the combinations here?
Oh, but he's getting... Oh, he got
down goes Wellish!
Wow, what a turnaround. Big right hand by Perosh.
And now Wellish is in trouble. Perosh caught him. Perosh trying to finish.
Wellish is still in deep, deep trouble.
What a turnabout here at the start of round 2.
Perosh is unloading here.
Wellish in big trouble.
Wellish still has not recovered. He ate another big right hand. That one to the temple.
And now it is Anthony Perosh looking for the victory.
He has got to get out of the situation. Good takedown by Perosh. He's got one hook. He's got the over-under, trying to get the hooks in.
We have ourselves a brand new fight.
Wow, what a turnaround. Perosh looks like he's, Wellish looks like he's got his head about him now. Perosh spins to the back.
He's got a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt on his back, though.
Yeah, Wellish is doing a really good job avoiding the hooks, though. Very, very good defense here.
And as it was for Anthony Perosh, it seems like Wellish has now weathered a huge storm.
Yes, he has, but we haven't seen him get to his feet. I want to see what he looks like when he's standing up and he has to use his balance. He got hurt badly.
Perosh just rocked him.
Welsh is doing a good job of holding this turtle position and not allowing Perosh to get the hooks in, not allowing him to get a deep over-under.
Don't hit the back of the head. That's the last warning.
Herb Dean's warning him, though. He's not doing anything. Now he's going to try to stay. He's going to get suplexed. Welsh is going to try to roll here for a leg, it looks like.
And down he goes
down
again.
He goes. It looks like he... Oh, Perosh again tries for the hooks.
And Wellish was in no hurry to stand up because he knew that he was just going to head right back down, didn't he?
All right, Perosh's got one hook.
Yep.
No, good job by Wellish. Very good defense for the rear naked choke.
This goes back a little bit on the ground to the chess matches that we used to talk about earlier.
Yeah, that was definitely a series of moves and counter moves right there. I mean, that's all technique.
It seemed like Wellish was doing nothing, but really what he was doing was waiting patiently for an opportunity to try to improve his position.
Yeah, all technique and understanding the position. I mean, his grasp of the back is very good. Anthony Perosh knows exactly what he wants to do here. He wants to land some punches, open up a gap, and then get the hooks in and try to finish off with a choke. But every time he does, Wellish is very aware of it, controls it, gets out of there. He's just lucky that Anthony Perosh isn't a big puncher and that he's so gassed right here because he's eating some shots.
And that being said, Joe, is that why it appears Perosh is so methodical about trying to improve his position?
Well, you know what? He knows right now that Wellish is very tricky. He knows that he's not going to be able to just get the hooks in on him quick. Wellish rolls very well. He's very good at keeping his turtle position. Crowd's reacting to it now, kind of booing. See, as soon as he goes back, boom, swings over. Now he's on
nice
top.
Job, yeah.
Very nice. Christian Wellish, you know, I talked to Mike Swick about him. He said Christian Wellish taps everyone over at AKA. He says he's got an excellent, excellent ground game. And we're seeing that definitely from the defensive point of view and right there from that beautiful reversal.
And again, this is a highly decorated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt in Anthony Perosh, who had the back of Christian Wellish.
Yeah, that's you know, that's not an average person taking you back there. It's just Wellish is very good.
All this being said, Wellish won round number 1. And so far, Perosh has won round number 2, but there's some time right here for Christian Wellish to score some points.
Yeah, there's a minute left, and Anthony
including
Perosh,
time for him to finish a fight.
Yeah, he gave a lot of energy, put out a lot of energy in trying to finish the fight there. Landed a great shot, had Wellish in some deep trouble, had his back, but never capitalized on it, but did blow off a lot of steam. But you know what? Wellish blew off a lot of steam defending it, too. You can see his mouth is wide open here. He's breathing very heavily.
Perosh threw an up kick in round 1, and you can see Wellish was really, really cautious before he went in to try to throw a hammer down here in round 2. Threw the legs aside, did get a bit of a shot in, but wasn't in a huge hurry. Now they're going to stand him up.
Interesting point about Wellish, too. He's actually a full-time law student.
Yep.
And, you know, he's looking to make money in fighting to actually pay for his law school.
Now I just hope to make enough to pay for law school, which he goes to at McGeorge School of Law. Somebody trying to lay down the law here with the right. 30 seconds remains in round 2, and Wellish comes forward.
Wellish might have hurt his foot. There was something about the way he got up where he was wincing and he pulled his toe back. Look at his left foot. It might be injured here. It doesn't look like he's balancing on it well. I think he hurt his left foot.
It's almost like he's putting the weight on the heel now.
Yeah, I think he hurt his big toe.
10 seconds remains in round number 2.
he winced when he got up, and there was something about the way he was placing his balance on it. I'd like to hear what he says to his corner in between rounds. Let's see how he walks here.
Christian, sit down, baby.
Christian, you're one-on-one on the round.
Doctors come in, talk to Christian Wellish.
One-on-one on the round. You need this third round. You need this third round.
Focus, look at me.
All right, let's take a look at some of the action. Big right hand here by Anthony Perosh. Just when it looked like Anthony Perosh was out of the fight, bang! Lands a beautiful right hand on Christian Wellish, has Wellish in some deep, deep trouble. Now let's take a look at when Christian Wellish stepped up here. I think he hurt his foot, because if you see, he reaches for his toe, and he looks like he's in some serious pain, and it didn't look like he was placing any weight on that for the rest of that round. Let's see how he's able to stand and move in this next coming round.
So he can't kick with the left. Well, he can try, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be painful. Bracing on it when he comes forward, either to throw a punch, either to go for a takedown. All that's going to be much more difficult without the balance, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it over here because he's very close to us near the octagon, and there's something wrong with his foot for sure. He's pulling his big toe up on his left foot. He's not placing any weight on it. And that's got to affect his balance and definitely affect his movement.
Going to affect the snap that comes through with coming forward with punches.
Yeah. You can see it. He's wobbling as he's moving forward.
Now, if you're Perosh, how do you counter?
Well, I don't think Perosh is probably aware of it, so, you know, he's not really sure. It's too bad his corner hasn't seen that, though.
Elvis Sinasek, the king of rock and rumble, his partner, training partner in the gyms back home in Australia. Good combination again by Christian Wellish.
Yeah, Perosh's face is a mess.
Hasn't been a single jab. It's been a 1-2 most of the time, all night long from Christian Wellish, and he's connected on frequent occasion, especially in the first round and now here early in the third.
Perosh keeps pushing it, though. He keeps pushing.
It's a close fight right now.
Yeah, someone can win this fight in this round for sure.
Now remember in round one, Perosh had those really good kicks. We haven't seen him throw many kicks since that point.
That's a very good point. I wonder why that is. Sometimes guys just get caught up in one aspect of the game and they just start trying to trade hands. You know, you hit me, I hit you, and he did get some success with his punches where he had Wellish in some deep trouble. But this is the perfect time with that hurt foot to work those legs. He's not going to be able to pull that foot back.
Especially it's that big meaty left leg that's standing out there waiting to be kicked.
Yeah, it's going to affect his sprawl too.
Sinasek calling for some knees from Perosh. But both men are gassed.
It's work.
They're holding hands.
It's work. Work, guys. Come on.
Audience didn't like that.
They did not like that.
You know, it's people scream for action, but there is action going on here. It's just these guys are very evenly matched. It's very close. When you got two guys with very similar skill sets and they're evenly matched like this, a lot of times they neutralize each other.
And from size to age to skill set, as we said right as they entered, these guys are somewhat clones of each other. Coming forward again, Anthony Perosh. Perosh throws one, Wellish throws 5.
Perosh looks like a monster here. His face is just a mess of swelling and blood.
Wellish actually doesn't really look that bad. He took that one big shot in the second. Continues to push forward, but yeah, just a looping left.
In comparison, he doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, absolutely, good point.
Yeah, Perosh is just a mask of red right here. His nose is pouring blood out of the bridge of his nose. One of those last punches must have opened up a nasty cut.
2 minutes, 5 seconds remains in the third and final round. Oh, caught it with a right. Straight right.
Wellish is still having a problem moving. There is a leg kick.
First leg kick we've really seen since round number 1.
Good right hand by Perosh.
90 seconds remains.
Let's work, guys. Let's work. I'm gonna break it off the fence. Need to work. Work.
Very uneventful here. Both these guys are exhausted. Both these guys are taking some big punishment. And Anthony Perosh is looking to summon up enough energy for one last attempt to take him down.
Stop.
Herb Dean will stand them up. 60 seconds. And truly at this point, one man can win this fight in the next 60 seconds.
Yeah, Perosh looked up at the clock and he knows there's only a minute left. Let's see if he tries something big.
Wellish is the aggressor early, Joe. Wellish continues to be the aggressor. And again, it's combination after combination. 1, 2.
Come on, fight back.
You know, it's the way Perosh is just standing in front of him. It's like he's taking these shots, keeping his hands up, and just waiting to get his turn in. It's not the most artful display of boxing technique. Oh, good left hand.
Yep, caught him with a left,
but a big display
with a right. That was straight right.
Yeah, I mean, Perosh, you cannot question this guy's hard. He keeps pushing forward. He's taking some big shots.
10 seconds remains.
Good left hook, right hand.
Perosh tried to come over the top. Once and twice. They're swinging to the absolute finish.
Wow.
And we will go to the judges' scorecards.
Wow, what a bloody mess.
Well, will it be a first win in the Ultimate Fighting Championship for that man, Christian Wellish? Or will the decision go to the hippo from Sydney, Australia, Anthony Perosh? Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Lester Griffin scores the bout 29-28. Jeff Mullen scores it 29-27. And Marcos Rosales scores it 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Christian, the Hungarian Nightmare, Wellish.
He has quickly emerged as much more than Forrest Griffin's former coach. Rory Singer is the real deal. But can he blast through the fearsome ground and pound of Japan's Yushi Okami? Our tale of the tape brought to you by Science Extreme Supplements for Extreme Athletes. Available at GNC stores nationwide. The American-born Rory Singer, 5 years the elder of the Japanese fighter Yushin Okami. There is a definitive 4-inch reach advantage for Rory Singer, fighting out of Athens, Georgia.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. A battle at 185 pounds. The beautiful Ali Stewart helping us get things started tonight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
You ready? Bring it on, come on.
And here we go. In the dark trunks, Rory Singer. In the white and orange trunks, Yushin Okami.
I'm sure Rory got a good look at Yushin Okami when he fought against Caleb Starnes, and you know, he's trained with Caleb, so I'm sure he had a chance to size up the differences between the two fighters, and I wonder what solution he has to Yushin's style.
Southpaw Okami. Normal stance for Rory Singer, a 5-year veteran in mixed martial arts, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, trains with his brother Adam Singer. And he says the benefits of training with blood are endless. I mean, if you don't have a guy who's really got your back when it's your little or big brother, I don't know who's going to really have your back. Unless you don't like your family, of course.
There you go. That would be you, right?
No, I like my brother. It's all good.
Head kick attempted by Okami. Roy's very technical. Very, I mean, he doesn't have a loose, wide open style, very much by the numbers. You know, you look at the way his hand placement, keeps his hands up nice and high, moves well, doesn't have anything unorthodox about his style.
And he can take a punch. His jaw has been dented but not broken. I mean, Rory's been in a couple of the best fights of the night in the last 3 opportunities he's had in the UFC.
It's funny, there's so much energy in this crowd tonight. These people are so amped up that any tiny lull in the action gets them to start booing. And I don't think it's necessarily even that this is a boring fight, because it's certainly not. It just started. It just shows you how pumped up these people are to be here.
Now, they are ready for frequent explosion. We hope to have it all evening long.
Yeah, they want to do something, whether it's cheer or boo or something. They got a lot of energy to blow out.
UFC 66, Liddell versus Ortiz 2. MGM Grand Garden Arena. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, glad to be with you. Rory Singer from The Ultimate Fighter 3 was on Team Ortiz during The Ultimate Fighter 3.
Head kick by Okami. Rory just rolled with it.
Good straight right.
Good kick by Rory Singer there. Good leg kick.
Okami doesn't look bad right now with his striking. Sharp and explosive, really stepping forward.
Well, neither one of these guys is a K1 level striker. They're both competent strikers. And like you said before, both of these guys are, I mean, it's the same thing we said with Okami. He's not great at anything.
Right.
And neither is Rory Singer. They're both very good at everything.
Midway through round number 1.
Right now, both these guys are very good at avoiding damage. No one's getting hit by anything. And nobody wants to make any dumb mistakes.
I was going to say, it's almost as if each guy is coming with a little something just to see if the other guy will open up. But both men right now are looking for a little bit of a counter.
Good right hand by Rory.
There's good combo. Yep,
good uppercut by Rory. Rory Singer pushing the pace of this fight.
Okami's very athletic, too. Explosive and athletic.
Well, when he was fighting Alan Belcher and he had his back and Alan did that crazy front flip to try to get out of that rear naked choke, you know, that showed a lot of athleticism on Okami's part, because he immediately tucked his head and rolled with it and was fine and still had Belcher's back after it was over. A lot of guys would have been badly hurt in that situation if they didn't have their wits about them.
About 90 seconds remains in round number 1.
Body kick by Rory. I mean, he's pushing the pace, but neither one of these guys has been very effective in this round.
Rory said he had about 30 minutes of footage on Okami, and he really broke it down. And as you mentioned, very technical fighter is Rory Singer, so he likes to look at tape. Some guys just say, you know what, I'm going to throw my own game in there in the octagon, see what happens. Singer's not like that. He's a guy who likes to look for the openings on his opponents and try to utilize those to earn a victory in the UFC.
Yeah, Rory's a very intelligent, very analytical guy, and he's got an intelligent approach to this game. I mean, no sense in putting yourself in a situation where you're going to get damage, you know, that you could have avoided by just doing your homework.
Well, you got to have some smarts to earn a biological engineering degree at the University of Georgia. Born in Brooklyn, raised in New Jersey, and now living in Athens, Georgia.
Good body kick by Okami.
Golden Gloves champion back in '99 in Georgia, so Rory Singer has boxed in his combat career as well. But not much happening here in round number 1. 20 seconds remains.
Very uneventful so far. Okami is just kind of like sitting back and waiting for Rory to come at him. Good body kick by Rory.
And round 1 will come to conclusion.
Very, very close round, but I think I would give it to Rory just on the basis of the couple body kicks that he landed and the fact that he was pushing the action. But an uneventful round nonetheless. Oh my God, Wade Newton's here.
There you go.
Good. Put my elbows over on my kick. He's checking his kicks well.
He's not checking the body. Give me a deep breath right there.
Good.
You feel great, right?
You look good.
I'm good. Right? Check on that kick ball higher, maybe in the body.
Rory Singer, his corner.
All right, let's go.
Talking to his brother Adam. Ariani tells us it's time for round number 2.
All right, let's see what adjustments either one of these guys has made because of the advice of their corners. They're going to have to do something different. That was a very boring round.
See what happens here in round number 2 of our matchup here tonight. Rory Singer, Yushin Okami. Rory has been involved in martial arts since he was 11 years old. His brother started teaching in kickboxing as he was taking it They grew closer, a little bit of karate, taekwondo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai. All of a sudden, he's a mixed martial artist.
Yushin Okami landed a couple of punches there and shot in and grabbed a body lock here. It looks like he's got double underhooks. He does. And he's got a trip and he's got the takedown. Yushin on top. Rory Singer has an excellent guard, though. We saw it with Ross Point and finished Ross with a triangle. He's got very good jiu-jitsu, brown belt in jiu-jitsu. There he goes, boom, instantly. Very good job of claiming full guard there.
Okami looking to posture up.
Yeah, Rory's he's very good at avoiding too much punishment from the ground, too. Very good at controlling guys' posture. You see how he's grabbing a hold of the back of Okami's head, landing some shots. Controls the wrist when he doesn't have the posture, grabs a hold of the wrist. Anything he can do to keep Okami from getting comfortable so they can really tee off on him. Rory going with a high guard here as well. See, he keeps reaching his legs up. Okami's such a strong guy, though. It's going to be real hard to submit that guy off your back.
And up they go. As you said, Rory not uncomfortable on his back, but he wasn't in any hurry to stay there either, was he?
No, I mean, for sure he would like to be on his feet, but he did show Okami that it's not going to be very easy to do damage to him when he's on his back.
Even though Okami, as you mentioned, was able to posture up a couple of times. Oh, good kick.
Good body kick.
That might be the best strike we have seen in the matchup so far. That one definitely landed. Left kick into the solar plex of Rory Singer from Yushin Okami. Maybe that will wake up Rory Singer.
Looks like Rory's going for the takedown now. He's got Yushin pinned up against the fence.
Kneeing the inside of the left leg.
This is a really interesting fight because on paper, if I had looked at it, I would have given Caleb Starnes an advantage over Rory Singer as far as technique and, I mean, not a big advantage, but a slight one. And so far, Rory Singer has done much better against Yushin Okami than Caleb did. I know styles make fights, but I think this is also indicative of the amount of improvement that Rory Singer's gone through. Good butterfly guard there. Good takedown by Okami, but very good butterflies and then transition to full guard.
And this is an atypical Japanese fighter, as we've talked about before when we've seen Okami. He prefers ground and pound. Most Japanese fighters looking for submissions, looking for some slickness. He's just like, you know what, I'll be the Japanese Tito Ortiz. I don't care. I'll be the Japanese Matt Hughes. I'll get a guy down, I'll pass guard, I'll full mount, I'll throw elbows, and I'll finish the fight.
Yeah, he's got much more of an American style, actually.
Yeah, very much so.
Interesting. And here Rory's got a hold of a leg, and Yushin's on top. Rory's driving for that single, lets it go. I think we're going to see him spin to his guard here. He's got a hold of Yushin's hands, watching those knees and legs, and I think what we're going to see is him spin out his legs and drop to his guard. And there he goes.
Nicely called.
Rory's in half guard right now. You're going to try to see him. He's going to try to sneak his left leg through. Oh.
Still, though, side control now, yeah.
Oh, good
He's
job
in the
at Rory.
half guard. Rory was able to just snap a bit of that guard right at the end, Joe.
Yeah, very good job of reclaiming guard, but good job of Okami of almost getting past that into the mount.
Just after spinning down, Okami had side control, almost able to get the full mount here in the second round with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. And try to pull that right leg out.
Yeah, Okami tried to move on a Kimura there, and Rory used that motion to make some distance between the two of these guys and try to get into a better position.
As far as octagon control here in round number 2, though, that has gone to Yushin Okami.
You got to give it to Yushin.
Big up kick.
Good up kick.
Not one, but two. And he caught him with the first one.
Good one to the leg by Rory. Yeah, very nice to the leg. Very powerful.
We have rarely seen two connect.
Oh, he's nasty with that. That is probably some of the best kicks from the bottom I've seen.
That is 4 to the same spot.
Oh,
wow.
Over and over again. Rory Singer's got some excellent kicks from his back like that. You know, you can tell he's been practicing that.
Usually you see the up kick towards the face, but catching him right in the same area on the inside of the leg every time.
Yeah, he's landed them hard.
Okay. I mean, not going anywhere though, Joe. Oh,
he
buckled
blew
him
his
again.
knee out doing this. I like how Rory doesn't have his legs up high to present a target for Yushin to throw those leg kicks. He tucks it in. He pulls his leg, so his feet are like right next to his thighs, so there's not much to kick at. Let's take a look at some of the action from that round.
I'll get it.
Here's the up kick by Rory. Boom, right to the chin. And he just keeps swinging with it. Rory Singer, great up kicks. Nice to the face and some other very nice ones to the leg. Probably some of the best kicks off his back I've seen in the UFC. Again, like we said before, Rory's an intelligent guy and a very technical guy and trains in all aspects of it. And you can tell he's put a lot of training in off his back.
Joe, we've called a lot of fights together, and I know that technique has obviously been utilized before, but it's been a long time since I remember seeing it. And I don't think I've ever seen it that many times, one after another, and so much effectiveness each time he caught the leg.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's all part of the evolution of mixed martial arts. I mean, we're seeing that position can be utilized as an offensive position.
So the end of round 2 may have very well scored some much-needed points for Rory Singer.
Yeah, but I think too little too late, the scoring standpoint. Yushin Okami did get those 2 big takedowns, so I think you got to give it to him.
High kick for Okami.
And he got that body kick.
Okami looking to open up his UFC career at 3-0.
So far, the first round, I give slight advantage to Rory Singer. The second round to Yushin Okami.
So a very even fight as we are in the third and final round. Singer coming forward. Looping right from Okami, Singer avoids.
Good body kick by Rory Singer. Okami's got him up against the cage. If Okami can get a couple more takedowns in this round, he could steal the decision away. Oh, very nice. Drop, changed levels, tossed him to the ground.
Get up right now. You know what to do. Get up. Get up from here. You know
and in a good spot again.
Whatever you need to do, get up. Right,
He's passing, and he passed. He's inside control now.
Let's see what damage he can do to Rory Singer, utilizing side control for really the first time. He almost had it before, but just for a split second in round 2, Joe, and then Singer got back to half guard.
Yeah, Singer is definitely going to look to try to explode here and do something to get his legs underneath him to control him.
Keeping very busy is Yushin Okami. Great physical condition.
Every time he throws a punch or anything, you see how Rory kicks and moves and bucks and moves his hips and tries to hip escape here. He's got his hands firmly placed on the right-hand seat on Yushin's hip. That's the hand that he's going to use to move. Got a hold of a leg.
I've seen this position before.
Now, if Yushin was more of a jiu-jitsu guy, he would try to go to the back here or try to take a guillotine. But he's content with just holding on to him, forcing his weight down, throwing those knees.
See if he can connect with one. Yeah, Rory says, I'm not going to give you the distance with the knees. I'll go back down.
Yeah, and back down is the time where he can't use those knees to the head.
Rory, I need you up. Come on. I need you to walk that cage. Use the cage.
Half guard again.
And passing, he's going to slice that leg through and try to mount. He's got side control. I think he's better at controlling Rory from side control, it seems, than from a mount. He's got a quarter guard here.
Now Okami needs to stay busy. He does, just as I mentioned.
I think Okami, if he can hold this position, he's going to steal this decision away. Rory's got to do something.
Full side control with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the third and final round. And he has the full mount.
All right, let's see if he can get something done from here.
And he loves to ground and pound.
Rory is, you see him immediately, constantly staying active with his feet, trying to reclaim something. Half guard, full guard. It's a constant battle now, manipulation of the legs. Rory is constantly using his heels to push away Okami's feet, try to slide under it. And plus, while he's doing this, Okami has to think about all this and doesn't get a chance to really base out and throw some hard shots. He's throwing punches, but he's always aware of Rory's feet underneath.
Come on, let's go.
This is a constant little grappling match with the legs there. Good job of Okami of holding that position. Now he's on top. Now he's got a strong mount. And he's got his legs locked underneath. See how he's got his legs crossed? When he crosses his legs like that, that's almost like a guard from the top.
And he's trying to finish Rory Singer.
Yeah, Rory's in trouble here.
Here in the third and final round. Right there, Rory Singer just tapped. Rory Singer tapped. Yushin Okami.
Very close fight up until the last round, but Yushin Okami took control.
Defeats Rory Singer. Yushin Okami waited and waited and waited. He got to the full mount, and as you see on our Mickey's replay, once he did, he fought American style.
Yeah, he did. He got a mount, clenched down with those legs, held him in position, and landed some punches. Here you see him on top, and Rory just doing whatever he can to just keep moving, but he's locked in there. And Yushin Okami landing some bombs. Rory forced to tap out. See it here in the Mickey's replay. Big punches by Yushin Okami, and then you see the tap by Rory Singer. Yushin Okami 3-0 in the UFC. And the samurai sword.
Yeah, baby, and unbeaten in the octagon. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 3 seconds of round number 3. Due to a tap out from strikes, declaring the winner by TKO, Yushin Okami.
A force to be dealt with in the middleweight division, Yushin Okami. It's a heavyweight battle of big men yet to be beaten in the octagon. Carmelo Marrero shocked the MMA world by chopping down Czech Congo. Tonight he faces Gabriel Gonzaga, the jiu-jitsu black belt from Massachusetts. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight matchup brought to you by Science, extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. The 27-year-old Gabriel Napao Gonzaga taking on the Fury 25-year-old Carmelo Marrero.
When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee. The heavyweights collide here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. The Fury against Gabriel Napao Gonzaga.
You ready? Let's do it.
We got a little Pennsylvania against Massachusetts. This is pretty good.
Sort of. By way of Brazil.
I know it's not Boston. It is Philly. Now it's Douglasville. But you know what I'm saying. Just a little Eastern rivalry.
When we were talking about Gonzaga being able to make 205, really, whoa, good left hook by Gonzaga. Marrero is really a guy who could be a 205.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a ripped and shredded 220, and I don't think he's nearly even as big as Chuck Liddell. Good takedown by Napao. Gonzaga on top in Marrero's half guard.
Napao started in Rio de Janeiro in '94, went from a white to a black belt with his master. Vander Braga was looking for some sport that he could mix his size and abilities. I think he has found it. Both men very decorated. Both men have combined for just one loss in their mixed martial arts career. And Gonzaga taking early control, passing, gaining full mount.
That was a beautiful transition there. He just made a little mistake there, Marrero did. And that's the difference between a real high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt as opposed to another guy. See how he rolls here? That roll is just getting him deep. He's got an arm triangle on the left side right now. See, this is all just tight Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Any little mistake leads, he's stuck. This is deep, deep trouble.
This may be the beginning of the end.
He's still got a half guard. He's out now. He's inside full side control.
Can Gonzaga finish
Marrero's
it?
going to go to sleep. If he doesn't tap here, he will go to sleep.
Trying to throw a punch. Herb Dean is right on top of the
Gonzaga's
action.
getting tighter, and you see as he rolls, he's moving his weight more and more to the outside.
Marrero is in huge trouble.
He's choosing the mount here. One thing he can do here that puts more pressure to it is he can put the knee on top of the chest. He let go of it. Marrero showed some heart and courage there, but that was tight. That was very close.
Still a very dominant position owned by Gabriel Gonzaga. Now he's trying to take his back.
Yeah, Gonzaga is not going to let him out of this spot. He's just going to let him roll into a deeper and worse position.
And you know, Joe, this is the big difference between Gonzaga and Czech Congo.
Yes.
Congo really posed no problem to Marrero on the ground.
Yeah, Czech
Gonzaga's world class on the ground.
Yeah, it's a big, big, big difference. I mean, you see in that smooth transition to the mount. That was just a slight mistake that Marrero made. He probably didn't even realize it. The opening was there. Boom, that knee came through and full mount.
And again, I mentioned we talk about guys losing weight, who can, who can't, but Gonzaga 244, Marrero 220 coming in. That's a big weight difference, 25 pounds.
Yeah, that is a big weight difference. You see there, he went for an arm there, saw that he wasn't going to get it, spun, took the back, lost the back, got side control. I mean, Gonzaga's just showing beautiful jiu-jitsu here. Knee to the belly here, boom, full mount. I mean, just total, complete control. Marrero is not offering anything here.
kind of call it a clinic, I think.
Yeah, this is a clinic, and Marrero is getting more and more disheartened as this goes around.
Marrero has never been defeated in his mixed martial arts career, but he is in big trouble here in round number 1.
He's using the fence here. One good thing he's got here is he's pushing, and when every time, he's got an Americana on the left-hand side. He's going to turn it to an arm. He's got a deep hook with the left hand. He might either control the wrist with his right hand just to throw his leg over, or he might just use that deep hook and sit back. There he goes. He's got it. Bang. Sits back. But he's not controlling the legs. He's got
it. It is all over. It is all over.
Beautiful.
The armbar finish for Gabriel Gonzaga.
Beautiful display of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That is a threat in the heavyweight division right there, ladies and gentlemen. Gabriel Gonzaga showing everybody what he's got.
That was absolutely textbook.
Let's take a look at some of that action again. I mean, just beautiful control. He's got that deep hook, and he could have held on to the legs there, but he just used his arms, stretched that leg out, and used his legs to stretch Carmelo's body out. Let's take another look at it there. Pins him down with the right leg, gets that left leg over the face, and Marrero's trying to roll over, which is the right thing to do, but Gonzaga got a hold of that arm and just yanked it back deep.
You want to talk about the ability to finish a fight suddenly with a knockout or submission? We just saw it right there.
Yeah, very, very impressive performance by Gonzaga.
Gonzaga goes to 3-0 in the UFC. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 22 seconds of the very first round. For the winner, from a tap out due to an armbar, Gabriel Napao Gonzaga.
Coming off undoubtedly his finest performance, the Pitbull Thiago Alves hopes to avoid the Peruvian necktie of longtime UFC vet Tony D'Souza, training daily with the prodigy, BJ Penn. Our Tale of the Tape, brought to you by Science, extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. Joe, as you mentioned, Thiago Alves just 23 years old, and although he is shorter, he has a huge reach advantage over Tony D'Souza.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Big John McCarthy.
There he is, the best of the best, Big John McCarthy, our referee. The beautiful Ariani.
Here we go,
and we could have explosion extraordinaire as D'Souza meets Alves. Lima, Peru against Fortaleza, Brazil. Both now fighting in the United States. Hilo, Hawaii, the home for D'Souza with BJ Penn, and Coconut Creek, Florida with American top team for Thiago Alves. D'Souza in the red trunks, Alves in the white trunks. Is D'Souza thinking, let's get this baby down to the ground ASAP?
Oh, absolutely. And there, right as soon as you said that, he shoots. Good sprawl by Thiago, though. Thiago knows what the game is. D'Souza's game is take it down. Thiago's game is stay up.
And again, Thiago not uncomfortable on his back, but the percentages will tell you he has a much better percentage chance of doing extreme damage on the feet, because D'Souza, his hands have never been one of his ultimate strengths.
No, he's not a particularly proficient striker, but he is a very proficient grappler. And Thiago Alves is a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but that's not going to be enough to stop Tony D'Souza. If Tony can get him down, I believe he can finish him, but that's a big if. John Alessio couldn't get him down, and that's why you see why. Explosiveness from Thiago Alves and a lot of danger involved in those punches and kicks, especially his leg kicks. They are nasty. One thing Tony has going for him, though, is he stands in a southpaw stance, which doesn't present that left leg forward, which Thiago likes to attack. He can go to the inside leg kick on the front leg, which is the right leg, but that's a different position and leaves you open in a different way.
Third takedown attempt, and this one may work.
Thiago pushing that head down. He's going to pop that leg out and yank and move.
Nope.
Wow, good job.
For 3.
Thiago very athletic as well.
And each time you look for the takedown, each time you go for a shot, it is a definitive blast to your cardio.
Absolutely. But it also is a definitive blast to avoid that takedown.
Good right hand. Down goes D'Souza. He got rocked by Thiago Alves. Alves.
Sees D'Souza's guard. He's got full guard here.
Rocked him with the right.
Good job at controlling Thiago's posture. D'Souza might have got hit here, but I bet he's pretty happy to have this on the ground, even if he's on his back. He's got an overhook on the right-hand side, going with the full guard, using that overhook to control Thiago's arm, but also probably using it to try to set up some sort of a sweep or perhaps an arm bar.
D'Souza can survive punishment. And Alves, as we mentioned, why not? I mean, let's just get it right back up.
Yeah, D'Souza should have held on to him there.
Yeah, it looks like Tony's nose might be bloodied up just a little bit, Joe. Hard to tell from this angle. If it is, it's just a teeny bit.
Well, he's breathing out of his mouth. I do see some blood.
Yeah.
He might be having a problem breathing out of his nose because of that.
Come on, gotta work. Let's work.
There's the kick.
See how he's doing that, though? It's to the left.
Right.
He's using his left leg on the front leg. His right leg roundhouse kick to the leg rather is devastating when it's left leg forward. But D'Souza's stance of the right leg forward, the southpaw stance, presents him a problem, and he's not as good with the stepping in left leg roundhouse kick to the leg.
Can he go inside leg kick with the right?
He can, but the thing is, when you open yourself up, you change positions. You're moving off to the side more, and it's a little more difficult to avoid a takedown.
High kick. Tries
to the head. You can also see him, if he decides to switch that and move it to the body. Tries a superhand punch. The combination he likes, though, very nice sprawl by Thiago. The combination he likes, though, is punches and the right leg kick to the leg, the front leg.
Way through it.
This is not a bad spot for Tony D'Souza. Anytime you've got control. And down right on his head goes Alves.
Tony winds up on the bottom.
And a closed guard being utilized by Tony D'Souza. Now he opens it for a second.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't let him out of it.
Wow.
He is letting him out.
And posturing up quickly is Alves.
Thiago just
throwing down hammers. Thiago trying to finish it here.
Tony's in trouble.
Tony, let's go.
Gives up his back.
He's taking some shots. He's got to roll and get out of this position. Big John McCarthy
right top of the action.
He knows D'Souza's a veteran, so he's going to give him a chance to defend himself, but he's not going to let him take too many punches.
And
Mounds
back
by
to the
Thiago
full mount
Alves.
now. Thiago Alves doing it on the ground in a very definitive fashion.
Wow, Tony's in big trouble. And you see the respect that John McCarthy has for Tony D'Souza. He's given him a lot of chances here.
And the round comes to conclusion.
A lesser
Saved
referee.
by the bell.
A lesser referee could have easily stopped that fight there. Tony took a beating there.
Same thing. Watch the back of the head, okay? Watch the back down.
Survival mode, indeed.
Yeah, Tony is in deep trouble.
Well, you know what? Talk about that, though, because John McCarthy, the best in the business, John knows these fighters. He's repped them over and over again, and John, as you mentioned, knew Tony D'Souza, knew how much he could actually take for himself. We always want the fighters to be safe, but John knew Tony well enough to know that Tony was willing to hang in a little bit more.
And if you notice, Tony kept moving, he kept trying to cover up and move. Let's take a look at some of that action. Here Tony's pressing the action. Boom, eats a big right hand from Thiago Alves. Now here's a takedown. Now this is a takedown that was... Tony winds up on the bottom. And the end of the round, Thiago Alves has Tony's back. He went from the mount to the back and just was landing just devastating punches. Very bad round for Tony D'Souza and a great round for Thiago Alves. And a great round on the ground for Thiago, which has got to be giving him confidence because coming into this fight, the ground advantage everybody thought was going to D'Souza.
Thiago Alves on a meteoric rise here at 170 pounds.
Young kid, 23 years old, and just constantly improving.
Coming off that impressive unanimous decision victory over John Alessio. And that one was different because he picked him apart on the feet. In the end of round one, he was trying to pick apart D'Souza with a little ground and pound, passing guard. And just throwing D'Souza around here.
Tony's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and mentally, Alves feels it. Alves feels extremely superior mentally right now.
Yeah, well, he's completely dominated that last round, and he hasn't taken. Oh, big right uppercut.
Tony was looking for a flying knee. You know, Tony was looking for something. All right, let's just try something sudden, see if we can reverse the fortunes right here.
Tony looks angry here. Oh, he eats a big knee coming in.
And it is over.
That is it.
Thiago Alves continues to rise.
Tony took a big knee coming in and a couple punches after that. Devastating performance by Thiago Alves.
It certainly seemed to be just a matter of time. The Pitbull, Thiago Alves, impressive again tonight. Caught him with the knee. Tony looked to shoot. Again, Tony D'Souza tried just anything there at the beginning of the round and tried to catch maybe Alves sleeping. And then he said, all right, if I don't get this down to the ground, I don't know if I can win this fight. And then bam, as he went for the takedown, Alves kneed him right in the face, and that was the end of the fight. So Thiago Alves defeats Tony D'Souza. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Outstanding job.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute 10 seconds of the second round, declaring the winner by knockout, Thiago Pitbull Alves.
Ravishing red, Eric Schaefer. He returns to the octagon as we welcome for the first time on pay-per-view the Count Michael Bisping, the king of The Ultimate Fighter 3. Our tale of the tape for this first fight of the night brought to you by Science. Extreme supplements for extreme athletes. Available at GNC stores nationwide. The British 27, the American is 29. The reach advantage belongs to Ravishing Red.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. As Bisping has the superior stand-up in this matchup. Schaefer, the superior ground game. And we are underway.
Good right hand by Bisping. Schaefer might have got hurt there. He's keeping his hands up high. Good jab by Bisping.
Oh, good takedown.
Good takedown. Very nice.
Timed it perfectly.
Scramble. Back to his feet is Bisping.
Relentless with his takedowns, Eric Schaefer. We saw that in his matchup against Rob McDonald, and it did not take long for him to take him down, put a submission arm triangle on him, and finish the night.
Very good takedown defense so far by Bisping, though. Got back to his feet.
Bisping. Other English fighters have come through. Mark Weir, Ian Freeman. He wants to be the one to really last for a long, long time and dominate here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Just 27 years old, a complete workaholic. Out of the Wolf Slayer, Mixed Martial Arts Academy, straight kick. Schaefer got the leg, impressive
side
takedown.
control now. All right, let's see what Schaefer can pull off here.
Schaefer with a good position here early in round number one.
Like I said, I give Schaefer an advantage, but Bisping is definitely competent on the ground. As you see, he reclaims half guard here. Better position for him. Doing a good job of controlling Schaefer's posture. Schaefer's trying to get out of that half guard. He's using his right leg to try to make some space. He's in an arm triangle again. He's got it on the other side.
Can he finish?
He's got a very good arm triangle.
Bisping, 12-0 in his mixed martial arts career, and he's able to avoid.
Good job by Bisping, but you can see Schaefer means business.
Well, Schaefer, as you said, does mean business, likes the takedowns, jiu-jitsu guy, loves the submissions more.
And I think he's very confident here, especially being that close to submission that early. He's got his back here, he's got one hook, he's got two hooks. He's got one hook, he's gonna try to drag him down. He let go of the second hook, but he's still got an over-under.
Oh, down on his head.
But that's all right. He's got one hook in still. He's transitioning to mount. He's going to go to that arm triangle, too. He does that from the back.
Bisping is in trouble. Ravishing Red in a great position here with the full mount. Bisping trying to slide his way out. Gets
Good
the
job
half guard.
by Bisping, scrambling there. Trying to hip escape to full guard here. He's going to try to get his right leg out. Bisping likes a Kimura. You see him reaching for that arm on the right side of Eric Schaefer. He might try to go for Kimura on that side. He's going to use it to stand up. Uses the fence. Good job by Bisping.
Michael Bisping back to the feet. Bisping likes to control. He likes to utilize clinch, likes to knee. Loves to open things up and strike. But Schaefer relentless in trying to control. Good knee by Eric Schaefer. I wonder a little bit with Bisping as he takes a knee here with so much excitement and anticipation. Caught him big time.
He took a big kick to the head there.
If so much excitement and anticipation, he almost has to get some of his pay-per-view UFC jitters out. Michael Bisping, of course.
Certainly, and especially considering the fact that he won the Ultimate Fighter. There's a lot of expectations on him, and there's a lot of time off in between that performance and this fight tonight.
And he waited, like you said, because of the visa problems, waiting to get her going. Big credentials on the Ultimate Fighter 3, and now he looks like he's imposing his game a bit. But right when I say that, Schaefer takes him back down.
Eric Schaefer's just kind of walking forward and walking through those punches and kicks. Very dangerous, but he's getting away with it so far. Got a hold of Bisping's back. He's got an over-under, it seemed. Yep. Pulling him into his back. Let's see Schaefer's guard. Too loose.
And Bisping back up, delivers a big hammer. Bisping throws the legs aside and throws a left-right. Look, he throws the legs aside and comes down strong again.
He's got an arm.
Bisping pulls it right out.
Schaefer's very quick with his submissions. Bisping's landing some shots.
Absolutely.
Schaefer could be in trouble here.
Watch for the upkick, Michael Bisping. And now Schaefer gives up his back, rolling away for a second.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Connected. And it is all over. Michael Bisping has defeated Eric Schaefer.
Very, very nice performance by Michael Bisping. He's in a little bit of trouble there. He got mounted. He almost got submitted. Came back strong with some big punches from the guard to finish this fight off.
Good, man.
Let's take a look at some of the action from that round. That's the kick that hurt him. That's where it all started out. And here's the end of the fight. Schaefer just rolling, trying to cover up. Mario Yamasaki, realizing he's badly hurt, stops the fight. Michael Bisping walks away with the win.
Michael Bisping's UFC debut is hugely successful. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 24 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by TKO, Michael the Count Bisping.
Now, you know, many anticipated he would become the most dominant heavyweight champion in UFC history. Tim Sylvia, though, a believer. Now the Pitbull returns to battle Marcio Cruz and begin his climb back up. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight matchup brought to you by Zions Extreme Supplements for Extreme Athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. The former heavyweight champion of the world, 27 years old, the Belarusian, taking on the Brazilian, who is 28. Everything else, Joe, is virtually even.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Herb Dean.
Herb Dean, our referee. Marcio Cruz against the Pitbull.
You ready to fight? Come on.
And here we go. They touch, and Arlovsky will come out swinging.
Andre Arlovsky looks angry.
Oh, he has waited a long time for a little bit of redemption. Not against Sylvia here, but he just wants to win, start his way back up the heavyweight ladder.
This is such a perfect style matchup for him as well, and I think he knows that. This is a good chance for him to put on a show.
Explosive with the jabs. Hasn't stepped in with them yet, but really moving around. Yep.
Shoots instantly.
And a good sprawl.
Pulls guard. And Pedapano is an excellent guard.
Yep.
Excellent sweeps. Andre Arlovsky gets caught up in this game. He could be in big trouble. Pedapano clinching a hold of him, not giving him any air. Notice the difference between how he holds on in half guard. He's not just merely holding his legs in that position. He's gripping his body very tight, staying very close to him, and he's going to manipulate his weight, try to spin up behind him, and sweep him. He's probably going to try to grab Andre's right leg and pull it out from under him if he can get a hold of it. Stands up. Andre's got good defense.
Watch the knee.
Still got that leg, though. Pedapano is very determined to take this fight to the ground. And if he gets it to the ground, he has a decided advantage there.
This is truly one of those fights, Joe, it is mixed martial arts. We do know that, and the game has changed so much, so drastically, but this is one where one man has a definitive advantage one place, the other in the other spot.
Yeah, it really is old school UFC matchup.
It is, yep. That being said, Arlovski's ground skills continue to improve.
They are very good.
Pedapano tries to do more on the feet, or he won't survive very long.
I mean, Arlovski has won fights by submission before.
Absolutely.
And against Tim Sylvia.
That was for the interim heavyweight title back at UFC 51.
He dropped down for a heel hook. It looks like Andre's trying for an ankle lock of his own. Andre's very good at this. He's got a very good straight ankle lock. He might not be confident enough to try to pull it off on Pedapano. It might be why he let it go.
No, that's how he beat Sylvia with the ankle lock. But
yeah,
that was right after he had rocked him,
Pedapano is
though.
not Tim Sylvia, though. There's a big difference in the ground skills of these two guys.
Undoubtedly, and Sylvia had already been rocked.
Marcio's got a hold of that leg still.
Marcio trying to keep this within his game and doing a good job so far, Joe.
Yeah, if I was Andre, I would try to get out of this and bring him back up.
Got to be careful with the kick. The kick to the face of a downed opponent.
No. The kick to the face.
Cruz says no problem. Herb Dean's going to talk to Andre Arlovski about it. Give him the warning.
Randy Couture next to me yells, "Let him go, Herb."
Oh, right hand. And that rocked him. Wow. Arlovski just waited for Herb Dean to step away.
He's got to hold that leg. If he can roll out of this position, he's taking some shots to the head here. His head is kind of trapped, but he's committed to this.
Arlovski looking to finish, and it is all over.
Wow.
Andre Arlovski has defeated Marcio Cruz.
And that is a big hazard when you go for a leg lock. When you commit to a leg, you're grabbing a hold of that leg with both your arms and presumably using your legs as well. You have nothing to defend yourself from those punches. Pedapano just still can't stand up. He's out, very wobbly. Took some big punches.
Joe, as soon as Herb Dean said start, Arlovski his timing was perfect. Watch. He says, all right, go. And he waited, bam!
Bang, and that is a
perfect
hard
timing.
right hand. I think Cruz was hurt right there, but he grabbed a hold of that leg and was trying to roll over into a leg lock, but in that position, committing to that leg, left his head exposed, took some shots, and was ultimately stopped.
It was like the whole time that Herb Dean was talking to the men, it's like Arlovski was just saying, all right, finish what you're saying because I'm ready to punch this guy in the face. And Andre Arlovski has returned to the winner's circle. And he is fine. I'll tell you what, there is a great sense of relief right now for Andre Arlovski because he clearly knows you cannot lose 3 straight fights, even if 2 are title fights, here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 15 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by knockout, Andre the Pitbull Arlovski.
The Pitbull takes down Marcio Cruz. The athlete, Jason McDonald, who has already defeated 1 Ultimate Fighter star, looks tonight to crush Chris Lieben, the ultra-popular crippler, with that lethal left hook. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight matchup is brought to you by Science, extreme supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. Reach advantage enjoyed by the Canadian Jason McDonald, who is 5 years older than the crippler Chris Lieben. But Lieben is the one who wants to be the big puncher tonight.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. There he is, the middleweight champion, the Spider, Anderson Silva.
All right, are you ready? You ready? Bring it on, come on.
And it's Lieben and McDonald, and we are underway. Much taller and lankier is the 6'3", 185-pound Jason McDonald.
He attempts a leg kick, Lieben caught it, they go to the ground, and Rob McDonald found out in his fight with Jason McDonald that he has got some sick jiu-jitsu.
Lieben definitely wants to be on the feet, and Lieben loves to just kind of slug. He's old school.
Excuse me, not Rob McDonald, I was incorrect.
Ed Herman with that submission triangle choke with Jason McDonald. And the interesting thing about that fight is that Herman was coming off, the disappointment of not winning in the Ultimate Fighter, so he was highly hyped then, Joe. And Jason McDonald, like he said in our feature coming in the fight, he said, hey, man, I'm not going to be any stepping stone. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to beat some guys up.
He's very technical on the ground. You see he's controlling Chris Lieben's posture very well, avoiding any damage in the guard. And as soon as Chris Lieben postures up, he gets out of there. Look out for that power, though.
Looking to swing with that lethal left.
Chris Lieben has bricks for hands.
Oh, caught him, though. The one thing Lieben will tend to do, though, is keep those hands a little low, and Anderson Silva jumped all over it. He hangs them just a little bit low. We got to keep an eye out for that again tonight.
Well, he does leave openings. He's not the most technically sound striker, but he's a very hard striker, and he's got heart, and he stays in the pocket. When he gets hit, he doesn't pull away. He immediately fires back, and that's how he knocked out George Santiago. He took a shot, and in the counter shot is when he knocked out George. And I mean, he even talks about how he's got this button. If you hit him, he hits back. It's instant.
Stop!
And Ed Herman and he are, of course, training partners, so he wants to avenge his teammates' loss.
Steve Mazzagatti had separated those guys when McDonald had Lieben pressed up against the ropes, and I wasn't sure, the cage rather, and I wasn't sure why he did that. Now they're back into this position again. I think he's just thinking that there's not enough action there, but McDonald's working very hard to try to take Chris Lieben down.
He caught him with that foot stomp because now Lieben trying to move that left leg. There's that clinch and control that we talked about. A page really out of Randy Couture's textbook.
Mazzagatti is closing in on them again. I hope he doesn't separate it because McDonald's working very hard to try to take this down, and Chris Lieben gets away from him.
And one thing he is making sure is that Jason McDonald can't grab the fence behind Chris Lieben.
Good leg kick by McDonald and the counter by Lieben.
This fight is not that different than it is to a certain degree, but as far as the approach, if you will, Joe, of Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, one where McDonald wants to clinch and control so that his opponent can't swing fearlessly. And that's what Randy did a great job of. That's what McDonald's trying to neutralize the swinging ability of Lieben by controlling with the clinch.
What I've been just told is that Mazzagatti had separated them because Chris Lieben had his fingers in Jason McDonald's eyes, and he warned them. Elbow inside by McDonald.
And again, trying to control with that clinch. And closing in is Jason McDonald.
He's keeping the pressure on Chris Lieben, pressing him up against the cage, forcing Lieben to work. But he's also exerting a lot of energy in doing this. This is a big struggle here.
Stop, guys. Let's get off the fence. Back
off the fence they come.
Get ready. Fight.
And this is to Lieben's advantage when they separate them. McDonald would very much like to just go right back to the same spot, and that's what he tries to do there. Chris Lieben with a big punch, tries a knee.
And uppercuts from Chris Lieben.
Good job by McDonald avoiding too much damage. Seemed very composed there. The thing about Lieben, though, you feel that power. And
good knee.
Very dangerous.
Pulling down and delivers another knee. It's not just the knee coming up, it's the head coming down with the knee and the power.
And good strikes by McDonald as well.
McDonald trying to utilize the strike to set up a clinch or a takedown.
Chris Lieben has great takedown defense, though. I mean, training at Team Quest.
He's got really underrated ground top to bottom, doesn't he, Joe?
Yeah, yes, he does. I mean, he likes to talk about how he likes to knock guys out and bang them out, but he does have very good ground skills and off his back, which he showed in his fight with Edwin Deweese, which he won by armbar. And Edwin is a very experienced guy.
I mean, talk about going on a tear. Since The Ultimate Fighter won when he was defeated by Florian and Koscheck, Jason Thacker, Patrick Cote, Edwin Deweese, Jorge Rivera, Luigi Fioravanti, Jorge Santiago, George Santiago. The only one that he lost to is a man who may dominate at middleweight for a long time, Anderson Silva. Fine finish to round number 1 for Lieben. Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf, two of the greatest tennis players of all time. Andre, of course, the Vegas native, here tonight at the UFC.
Yeah. You gotta keep the jump, Jay. When you're trying, Jay.
Back to normal, okay? Keep them long.
Don't sit there and hit with them. Don't let him get those elbows in either. He's pushing it.
You got to wrestle first. The only thing.
Who do you give the advantage in round 1 to?
Well, if you got to go with strikes, you got to go with Chris Lieben. The only thing that Rob McDonald was really able to do, Jason McDonald was really able to do is press Lieben up against the cage and try to initiate something off of his back, which didn't really work out so well. So I would give it to Chris Lieben.
So Lieben, in Joe's mind, gets round number 1. Jason McDonald wants to continue to clinch and pressure. Try to throw down the cardio of Chris Lieben. Second round. Lieben in the red hair and the red trunks. High kick by the Canadian from Edmonton. The athlete Jason McDonald in the white and black trunks. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan. Oh, great delivery by Lieben. Took the kick and then he takes McDonald down.
Yeah, that's the second time he's done that. He did that in the first round as well. He's timing that. And he loves to ground and pound even from inside the guard. Jason McDonald has nasty submissions off his back.
Caught him with an up kick. And now side control.
He's got side control and head and arm. He's trying to push the arms up towards McDonald's head. See, he's trying to do that with his hips and his left arm. He's trying to force Jason McDonald's right arm towards his head. McDonald's rolling over. Let's see if Lieben tries to take his back. Rolls him right back onto his back. Drops the elbow. McDonald doing a good job rolling, trying to get into half guard here. He's got a Kimura, it looks like, from the bottom, but he's got no control of the legs, but he uses it to get back up to his feet. Good job by Jason McDonald. Nice knee.
A knee to the midsection by McDonald to Lieben, and Lieben answered with a left to the face.
Constant pressure by McDonald.
That is how you beat a guy like Chris Lieben.
Yeah.
Constant pressure, constant control comes with that pressure.
Very good takedown defense, though, by Lieben.
This is a great example of the maturation process of mixed martial arts. We talk about Arlovsky and Petapano, two very differing styles. These are guys who are bettering themselves at the styles in which they are not accustomed to having in their arsenal early on. The ground guy becoming a guy who can do things on his feet. The man on his feet doing stuff on the ground. And Mazzagatti breaks him apart again. And every time he does, one would think advantage Lieben. Oh, big left.
Same thing.
Yep.
It's almost like McDonald is wanting him to do that so he can bring the fight to the ground.
Oh, there's a knee
by Lieben.
That was after a right by Jason McDonald. The knees have been very well utilized here by Chris Lieben.
There, relentless with his takedowns. Jason McDonald finally gets Chris Lieben to the ground. He's got him in half guard.
The athlete.
Now we're going to get to see what Jason McDonald can do. He's on top here. I suspect he would like to try to move this a little bit away from the cage, try to pass Chris Lieben's guard.
Lieben breathing through his mouth.
Lieben's guard is wide open.
See if McDonald goes for the pass here early.
Some guys like to hold on to that half guard, though, and even on top like to control it because they can use that leg to pin the guy down. They squeeze the leg tight and hold him down, especially with punches.
Jason McDonald, ironically, lists his heroes as Lance Armstrong and Randy Couture. Randy Couture and Chris Lieben spent a lot of hours and hours together in the gym up outside of Portland.
Chris Lieben is holding that half guard in place with the lockdown. You see how he's got McDonald's legs entangled in his. That keeps him from yanking his leg out, and it also allows Chris to try to manipulate Jason's body by throwing his hips up there like that, which he's trying to use for a sweep. McDonald's trying to go for a guillotine on the left side. He's got his left arm deep into Chris's neck, but he doesn't have his right arm attached to his hand. Now he does.
Can he get it here?
He's got it deep. He's got it very deep.
Chris Lieben?
He's got guard.
Can he choke Lieben out? Lieben is in trouble.
Oh, he's in deep trouble.
McDonald trying to choke out Chris Lieben.
He's turning him over. Chris Lieben can easily go to sleep here. He's asleep. He's trying to tap.
And
he's out.
It is over. Wow. Jason McDonald chokes out Chris Lieben.
Wow. Like we said, if Jason McDonald can get this fight to the ground, he has an advantage, and he proved it here. That was some beautiful jiu-jitsu by Jason McDonald.
Lieben would not tap, so McDonald put him to sleep.
Very, very impressive.
He truly is no one's stepping stone.
Let the doctor have him for a while. Yeah, cool. All right.
Chris Angel in attendance here tonight. Star-studded house here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And McDonald, the man, shining brightly right now.
Very, very impressive submissions from Jason McDonald. Let's take a look at this again. Here, Jason's got the guillotine. He gets it in very, very deep here. You see how he utilizes his guard, slips that left leg out, and locks his legs together. That's tight. Squeezes down. Chris Lieben's head is stuck in there. He rolls him over then onto his back. A horrible position. Chris Lieben is tapping and going out at the same time. Fantastic submission victory by Jason McDonald.
The athlete fired up 2-0 in the UFC. First Ed Herman, now his teammate Chris Lieben. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 3 seconds of the second round due to a choke, declaring the winner, Jason, the athlete, McDonald.
I'm a goofy, average kid. Happens to like to fight. I feel like every fight, I get a little better.
Nice right hand by Forrest. Griffiths throwing some serious leg kicks.
I like to think that I'm a better fighter than I was when I fought Steph.
There's nobody in this sport at 205 you put me in with, and I won't make it a fight. Good night!
I have one job. I have to find a way to beat a really tough guy named Keith Jardine.
He's got to be careful because, trust me, Keith Jardine has power. High kick lands by Jardine. Jardine pressing forward now.
No, a good left hook by Jardine.
He's a strong guy with great low kicks. As he showed Steph, and even in good high kicks.
Forrest is like me. He doesn't get going until he gets beat up a little bit. I love the battle, man. We're all in this for the battle. I can't wait to be in the middle of the second, middle of the third round with Forrest, just tired and sweating and bleeding, just fighting that battle, and that's what it's all about.
I want to move, and I want to cut angles, and I want to just, pace it out and make it kind of a little bit of a boxing match if I can.
I know in my heart that if I perform the best that I can, that I'll win this fight.
I'm going to try and, tear him apart.
I think he's actually an underrated fighter in the UFC right now. So for me to go in and beat him, that's just huge for me. That puts me in title contention right away.
A point that I kind of think about that title shot and asking for it is, if you're not careful, they might give it to you.
the Dean of Mean Jardine in what is definitely his most important bout to date in MMA, and he looks very focused. This guy's got a tremendous work ethic. He comes from a fantastic camp, Greg Jackson's camp out of New Mexico. He's a very well-rounded fighter, and more importantly, he is a fighter. This guy loves this sport. He lives for it. He trains incredibly hard. He's got excellent striking, excellent groundwork, constantly improving, eats, breathes, and drinks and sleeps MMA. And I think this is a very interesting contrast, or a very interesting matchup, rather, in the fact that these two guys mirror each other.
I think Keith Jardine is in the same place that Forrest was in a couple of fights ago. He's here to prove that he's more than just a celebrity from a TV show. He deserves to be in this octagon. And it's ironic that he's using Forrest as the guy to prove himself that way.
Yeah, and he did use it with Stephan Bonnar. He had that very close fight with Stephan Bonnar that a lot of people think he should have gotten a nod. Stephan Bonnar walked away with a close decision, but Keith Jardine served some notice to people that he is for real. He is to be taken seriously. He's a very dangerous guy at 205 pounds.
He's very, very good when he's moving forward. He's got a great right hand, and his low kick has been alluded to. It's devastating. It's a great low kick.
Stopped Kerry Shaw with his low kick in the heavyweight division. Dropped down to 205, which is a weight that I think he's perfect at.
If you're looking for a guy who wants to brawl, that's a guy who's willing to brawl. The Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine.
This really is a dogfight. Both these guys, two pit bulls.
No better way to put it. But we'll see if Jardine has improved as much as Forrest Griffin, because Forrest Griffin's striking the last time he was in the octagon was pinpoint perfect. If a Hall of Famer says, this guy actually outworks me, then you know what? That's pretty darn strong. Forrest Griffin, the winner of the Ultimate Fighter 1.
You want to talk about a rock star MMA fighter? That's your boy right there. This place is going crazy for this guy. Winner of Season 1 of the Ultimate Fighter, and arguably the most popular guy to ever come off that show. And popular not just because of his work ethic, but because of his attitude. He is a never-say-die fighter. He lives for this, just like Keith Jardine. Eats, sleeps, breathes it. And Randy, you had a lot of opportunity to train with this guy. Tell us about his work ethic.
Well, second to none. I mean, the guy has a phenomenal work ethic. He stays after practice. We spent an hour and a half sparring, and he's got his strength and conditioning coach meeting him there to go through strength and conditioning after an hour and a half of sparring. It's ridiculous. Sometimes to the point where you got to kick him out of the gym. Say, look, you need some rest too, bud. You can't just work all the time.
How much danger does a guy like that have of overtraining?
I think it's a risk. I think it's absolutely a risk. I haven't seen him do it yet. I think he's smart enough that after his fights, he takes enough time off that he feels like he needs to train that hard to get back up where he is. I think as he gets older, he's going to need to kind of even that out.
Well,
keep the fitness pace higher for a longer period of time.
When a guy with a legendary work ethic, such as yourself, is telling a guy that he works out too hard, you would think they might want to listen.
The guy's unbelievable. He's so much fun to be around in the training room. He's always got a smile on his face. He's got something clever to say. And I think the most impressive thing is how much his striking has improved in this last year. And I think he showed that against Bonnar. He was very refined and selective in his combinations. He's done a great job of improving as a mixed martial artist.
And his attitude is fantastic. He is humble, he is humorous, he's intelligent, and he is always aggressive and always focused.
He made his pro debut for $250, and now he is a worldwide star. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight showdown here tonight at UFC 66, brought to you by Science, extreme supplements for extreme athletes. Forrest Griffin, 4 years younger than the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine. Everything else is virtually the same. We've waited, we've talked about it, now let's get the official introductions. And for that, once again, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC bout is sanctioned by Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor, the official beer of the UFC. Mickey's Get Stung and Amp Mobile, more mobile than you're used to. And now, 3 rounds rounds of fighting in the UFC Light Heavyweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 11 wins with 3 losses and 1 draw. Standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 13 wins with 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Forrest Griffin. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Big John McCarthy.
The best of the best, Big John McCarthy, our referee. The beautiful Ariani. Jam-packed MGM Grand Garden Arena.
You ready?
Jardine.
Let's get it on.
And Griffin. As Randy talked about, pinpoint accurate last time was the striking of Griffin. Griffin just picked apart Bonner. Jardine had a tougher time, obviously, and disappointment ultimately. Be interesting to see if Jardine has tightened things up since that point.
Good right hand by Forrest. I think Forrest gained a lot of confidence after that Tito Ortiz fight because a lot of people thought that he won a very close decision there. Matter of fact, I believe Eddie Bravo scored it for Forrest.
Forrest gained a lot more fans that night, as if he needed more as well.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Tito went into that fight with a hurt knee, but that's, not taking nothing away from Forrest. Forrest put on an excellent performance. He was hurt very badly in the first round. He was getting pounded.
Oh, nice left hook by Forrest Griffin there, and he's using the low kick so far in this fight.
He sure is. Not once, but twice there. Inside leg kick that time.
His hands are very crisp. Marked improvement in this fight.
Both these guys reputedly want to keep this fight standing up and bang it out. It's interesting to see if Jardine changes tactics if the trend continues here.
From day one, Randy, when you were on The Ultimate Fighter, you were around Forrest Griffin. Did you see he was that type of sponge, like a Koscheck, that he just wanted to improve every day?
Absolutely, and my first impression of Forrest was he's a bit of a wild card. He was a little over-aggressive in training. I was scared he was going to hurt his partners. It resulted in the head cut with Bonner, and I wasn't too keen on him at first, but he's the kind of guy that just wins you over.
And you guys have spent a ton of time together training in Las Vegas since that point. Jardine out of that very fine camp, led by Diego Sanchez, of course, Ultimate Fighter winner.
So far, what I'm seeing is Forrest picking apart Jardine with stand-up.
Which is what I kind of alluded to, Joe, because we saw him do it to Bonner. He picked him apart. It was different than the slugger we saw in the Stephan Bonner-Forrest Griffin fight on The Ultimate Fighter 1. It was much different. It was much more regulated and tactical. It was much more precise.
It's much more composed. He sits in the pocket. He picks his shots.
Yeah.
He's still slugging. He's just slugging intelligently.
Excellent point. And utilizing forearms as well. He comes in tight. He's not afraid to throw those forearms and elbows towards Jardine.
Landed a leg kick there, and Forrest countered with his own.
Big kick back by Jardine. Jardine with a combination.
You see the difference in the way Jardine punches. He's punching with his arms, and he's kind of punching tight with his muscles, whereas when Forrest punches, Forrest is punching much more technically.
Jardine similar to Bonner.
Jardine even more so with the arm punches.
Yeah.
A little more flat-footed. He doesn't rotate and turn his hip over when he throws the punches.
Yeah, exactly. He's much more plodding.
That being said, if he catches you to a big one, it might be nighty-night.
Especially with those leg kicks. I mean, he has a real ability to take guys out with those leg kicks.
And Randy, isn't that a big key for Jardine? He can start chopping Forrest down, and then he's not going to be as nimble on his feet.
Absolutely. It'll affect Forrest's mobility, his footwork, and it gives you something else to think of at a different level. You got to worry about that next kick because that hurts. It's like getting hit in the thigh with a bat.
So far, Forrest has been landing more leg kicks, though, in this fight.
Forrest was joking. He said, maybe we'll try out that ground thing sometime that I heard you can use in mixed martial arts. So far, it doesn't look like either man's thinking about that.
Good right hand by Forrest.
They are happy to put on a show. Good straight left.
Ooh, nice right body kick. Jinx, I think you owe me a beer.
Stay on UFC.com. Votes still coming in.
One thing that we have seen from Keith Jardine in the past, he can have a rocky first round and come back much stronger in the second and third.
No question.
I like the way Forrest is using this left hook. Starts with the jab, follows with a big right, and a nice short left hook on his way inside.
Forrest Griffin.
When he fought Wilson Govia, he was losing that first round and losing in the striking, losing pretty clearly. But boy, did he come back and turn it around in the second and third rounds to win a decision.
Taking a look at the clock is Keith Jardine, 45 seconds. Remains in round number 1. This fight is a non-title fight, so it is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Still ahead tonight, our main event of the evening.
Oh, nice left hook. Nice left hook by Jardine.
Forrest is down to the ground. He's going to try to work inside.
Big right hand by Keith Jardine.
Jardine coming over the top.
Oh, Forrest is in trouble.
This fight is over. Keith Jardine has defeated Forrest Griffin.
Just like we were saying, this guy is a dog. He hangs in there. Wow.
Caught Forrest stepping in with a nice left hook. Forrest had a desperation double leg takedown, ended up on his back and ate a bunch of big shots.
That is a huge victory for Keith Jardine, and Forrest is beside himself. Let's take a look at the replay here. Devastated Forrest Griffin. Let's take a look at the replay here. Keith Jardine is the uppercut that started it out, and then the left hook. Forrest is on wobbly legs, and Jardine just wades in with punches. Forrest is down, and Jardine finishes it from the top. Ruthless and relentless. Keith Jardine polishes off Forrest Griffin in a tremendous upset.
And that's what we spoke of, Randy, is the fact that while technically Griffin definitely sharper, Jardine has those heavy hands, and one shot can lead to good night, and that's exactly what we saw.
Hard-headed guy, just going to keep coming at you and coming at you no matter what you're throwing at him. He was getting hurt with the leg kicks. He was getting the left hook. I mean, he just stays in there.
And the Dean of Mean reigns supreme in what was truly a brawl here tonight at UFC 66. He defeats the ultra-popular Forrest Griffin. Bruce Buffer.
Love you guys, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John McCarthy has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 41 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine.
I can't even begin to fathom a match between Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell.
Do they become stars again, or do they fade away into obscurity? The answer will be known soon as Vitor and Tito finally fight.
Tito takes him down again. He's a warrior. I mean, Tito is a champion, and I'm sure he wants to be a champion again. He's got the heart, he's got the skill, and he pulled this victory off, in my opinion.
We can do it. We can do it again, bro.
You want to step in the ring with me again? You know that.
I'd love to step in the ring again. That ain't a problem at all.
I'll knock you out again.
And there's a big takedown shot. That's Tito 101.
Nice elbow.
Ken trying to survive it. It's all over. Tito Ortiz.
Tito's taking a page out of Chuck Liddell's book.
Looking for the pending double leg, and he has it. Look at how strong Tito is. I'm Tito Ortiz, and I'm staying here for a long, long time.
I think he's one of the toughest fighters out there. And I'll give him that respect.
I appreciate that, but he'll respect me more when I'm the champion.
Good luck with that, Tito.
That guy has dynamite in his hand.
As you defend your title over and over again, you start dominating people and you start relaxing.
It's not hard to get motivated for this. It's probably the easiest guy in the world to get motivated for.
Now it's just all about redemption, of stepping in and getting my world title back.
Rematch with Tito, just another chance to shut him up.
I'm just gonna test him. I'm gonna test his heart, I'm gonna test his mind, I'm gonna test his body, I'm gonna test his skills.
If I knock him out in the first round, the second round, the fourth round, don't care, I'm gonna knock him out.
It's about beating Chuck Liddell and showing everybody in the world that he is human.
I'm gonna hurt him. Plain and simple. When we go out there, he's gonna get hurt.
moment of truth for Tito Ortiz, and you can see it on his face. He looks very emotional.
He's an emotional guy. He's that kind of fighter. He thrives on that emotion. That's what drives him in the octagon. I think people in the third season of The Ultimate Fighter got to see a glimpse of the real Tito. His heart, what kind of person he really is outside of his mouth and his antics leading up to fights. That's more what he's really like. And I think since then he's showed a lot more maturity. He's figured out his training. He's not coming into this fight overtrained and hurt. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point about the Ultimate Fighter show, because other than that, all we get is little sound bites after the fight, post-fight interviews, and, you know, oftentimes guys come off goofy in those things. They get a little nervous, there's under pressure, the camera's in front of their face. You don't get to see a true representation of who they are.
The Huntington Beach Bad Boys, Tito Ortiz.
His work ethic is second to none. He's trained so hard and so long for this fight. It's a big question. Does he have the answer for the skills and the big guns that Chuck Liddell brings into this fight?
The issue is he's got to be willing to step into the pocket in that range of exchanges and then make the transition from those exchanges to get in deep and take Chuck down.
Do you think that Chuck is more effective when he's going backwards?
It seems to me that he finds odd angles to land that uppercut or that hook when he's off balance, when he's in a weird position. He's got those long levers and he uses them very well.
Tito Ortiz, the former light heavyweight champion. He was the name and the face and the star of the division until it was taken over by the Iceman. Intense and very motivated and composed. Chuck looks extremely loose and relaxed.
I think he believes he has Tito Ortiz's number. He's trained so hard for this fight. He's put in so many hours, so much just rigorous training and as far as physical conditioning, striking, grappling, everything. He's done all the work. He believes his skill set is superior to Tito's skill set, and he's going to knock him out again.
I think he said it best. He's talked this much when I beat him. Imagine if I lost to him. He can't imagine losing to this guy and listening to him go on for the next year.
And that is truly something that has been talked about for years, is that former training partners, good friends, and the stories are that Chuck always got the better of Tito, including when they fought in the octagon. Will he get the better of Tito again tonight? They are on their feet here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Ortiz is set to face Liddell. Our tale of the tape for the big fight, brought to you by Science Extreme Supplements for extreme athletes, available at GNC stores nationwide. The champion is 37. The challenger is 31. The champion has the reach advantage. The friendship has long gone away. And tonight is the night that Tito is determined to claim back his light heavyweight belt. For the official introductions of this mega matchup tonight, here once again is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this UFC championship bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, with Chairman Dr. Tony Alamo and Commissioners Skip Avancino Jr., John Bailey, Joe W. Brown, and TJ Day, and Executive Director Keith Kaiser. Our judges for this contest are Jeff Collins, Adelaide Bird, and Tony Weeks. And our doctors at Octagon side are David Watson, Stephen Brown, William Berliner, and Anthony Rugarel. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Mario Yamasaki. This championship bout is sponsored by Zion Zenergy. Zenergy, great taste, extreme energy. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. Toyo Tires, driven to perform. And visit Punishment Athletics at PA99.com. Ladies and gentlemen, two UFC warriors have now entered the octagon to face off against each other for the second time, where tonight they go to war again, and only one will leave the champion. And now, live from the sold-out MGM Grand Garden Arena here in Las Vegas, it's time! This fight is 5 rounds for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, the challenger fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a submission fighter who holds a professional record of 16 wins with 4 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, ladies and gentlemen, the former UFC Light Heavyweight Champion, the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, Tito Ortiz. And now introducing the champion fighting out of the red corner. This man is a kickboxer who holds a professional record of 19 wins with 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 205 pounds. Fighting out of San Luis Obispo, California, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC Light Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Heavyweight champion. I want you guys to do a clean fight. Follow my orders at all times. Do you have any question for me? Yes, sir. Do you have any question for me? Good luck tonight. Let's do it.
And now we are set to go. This fight being shown around the world on pay-per-view.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Ortiz
Let's go, come on!
and Liddell are set to fight again.
Inside leg kick by Chuck.
Liddell will wait and pray. Let's see how long it takes for Tito to look for the first opportunity to take this fight down. Chuck's sprawl is legendary.
Got a lower stance, Chuck does, which creates his bent knees allow him to sprawl quicker if he needs to, rather than being a more puncher's position is straight up.
Tito's going to try to set up a potential takedown attempt with the hands or with the legs there, Randy.
Chuck coming out here with a low kick. I'm surprised that early he'd pick his foot up and be posted on one leg. More vulnerable being taken down in that position.
Left hook by Chuck.
Tito has a great look in his eyes. The old Tito is back.
Low
Single leg.
attempt.
And a great job by Tito. Got up, got the hands covered, because Chuck will come and try to punish you every time you try to take him down.
Tito swinging here.
Low single attempt, not set up at all. He shoots from the outside, and that's going to be a problem for him if he can't step into that range and put something in Chuck's face to set that shot up.
And Joe, that's something Randy talked a lot about, that Tito's got to be willing to get in there and engage if he's going to get the clinch or the takedown.
But the fear of that is when you engage, when you step forward, you run into those big nuclear warheads.
It's absolutely the risk is getting caught in that range, but it's the only way that you're going to get close enough and in deep enough to take a guy like Chuck Liddell down.
Tito throws a right.
What about getting Chuck to come to you?
Chuck's a very patient guy. I would see he's a counter fighter. You've got to give him energy. I would not see him, coming to Tito. I think he's going to wait for Tito because Tito has to come to him.
So you think you're better off feinting him and giving him a lot of pressure?
Yeah, you need a lot of head fakes where he doesn't know whether you're going to shoot or throw a punch. And then, that little bit of unknown you can play off of.
Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds.
Right hand by Tito
catches Chuck with a right. Chuck's jaw is iron hard, though. Came over the top to Tito.
Tito is swinging for the fences.
Now Tito taking a book out of Chuck's chapter right there.
Couple nice inside leg kicks.
Absolutely.
Little cup check there by Tito. Evidently Chuck's winning his.
Well, you know what? Evidently, Tito knows that he has to engage, as you talked about, to get this fight into his position. But Tito's not the same Tito as the first meeting, saying, all right, you dared me to stand up with you. Eventually, he wants to take this fight down.
Tito's using that inside leg kick well and tries up high.
Chuck can damage you instantaneously, though.
He's got such long arms and an interesting build. When you look at him and you say, oh, he doesn't look like a fighter, but man, he manages to find the end of that fist and generate all that power time and time again.
Caught him with a right.
Tito's bleeding.
Tito's bleeding over the left eye. That was the right hand that was delivered by Liddell a moment ago.
It's a glancing blow, but enough to create the cut.
And the thing about these small gloves in mixed martial arts, you can train in boxing gloves all the time. You're used to covering your face in a certain way, but those little gloves, the hands, are so easy to get through, and that's what Chuck's so good at.
Chuck
smells the blood.
He does smell the blood. He's moving in for the kill.
Liddell looking for a finish early. He still believes he is in between the ears of Tito Ortiz.
Chuck pressing the action now, uncharacteristically for Chuck to move forward a lot in a lot of his fights. He'll wait and draw you in.
And as confident as Tito is, a lot of the members of his camp said he needs something to go well for him early to build that confidence inside the octagon. And getting clipped is not what he needed to happen.
Absolutely not. That creates a little desperation now.
He's hurt.
Tito is down.
He's hurt badly.
He is down. Chuck the Iceman Liddell is trying to finish the fight. Liddell trying to finish Ortiz.
Tito's still there. Tito's still there. He's protecting his head very well. He's not doing much to defend himself, but he's still got his arms in way.
Great job done by Tito.
Tito is hanging in there.
Tito is going to survive, it seems, for now. What a job done by Ortiz.
A lot of time left in the round. Chuck being patient. He spent a lot of energy right there.
Tito still wobbly. Tito's still wobbly. They are on their feet at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. "25 seconds remains in round one. What heart shown by Ortiz.
Chuck's hands at his waist. No respect for Tito's punching ability.
Good uppercut.
Caught him with an uppercut. Tito is bleeding profusely. But Ortiz looks as if he will survive round one. Look at the smile on the face of Ortiz.
I don't know what he said to Chuck, but that's got to be a first round that rattled Tito. That's not what he wanted. He's been through adversity before. He proved a lot to me in that fight with Vitor Belfort when he was hurt very badly, and he came on to win a decision. There you see, here's the replay.
Left hook, right in the temple. Wobbly legs, slips and goes down. And Chuck on him, smells the end of the fight.
That's a very rare moment when Chuck's got someone that badly hurt and doesn't finish them off. Kudos to Tito Ortiz for making it through that round.
Eddie Bravo, you're scoring.
I was impressed with Tito in the first half of that round. I mean, he landed some inside kicks and he landed a right hand or two. And I was surprised at his aggressiveness. He was throwing those big over right hands that didn't land and those high kicks that didn't land, but he's showing some aggressiveness. But at the second half of that round, you know, Chuck just turned it on, caught him with that left hook. I almost gave Chuck a 10-8 round, but you know what? 10-9. Tito got up, showed tremendous heart. 10-9, Chuck Liddell.
Eddie, thank you very much. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan, Randy the Natural Couture. Glad to be with you tonight. Round 1 belongs to Liddell.
Tito wades in with a big right hand.
He followed that nice jab with a big right.
Tito needs to get this fight down to the ground.
He's got to hold the legs. Throws a body kick.
It's only a matter of time with Chuck Liddell if you pick the poison, which is Chuck's, and that is to stand with him.
He doesn't have a whole lot of options at this point, though. He hasn't been able to do anything else.
Chuck really settling in, trying to set up that big right hand. Nice job by Tito after the shot. Chuck countered the shot to follow with the kick as the clinch breaks. It's a great time to strike.
The chance of Chuck.
I like the fakes by Tito. He needs to keep Chuck off balance. Is he shooting or is he throwing a punch?
I've been saying for a long time, Randy, what I'd like to see tonight is a fight like you had with Pedro Hizzo, where one man was in control early, then another man came back, and then he had it taken away from him. And now Tito is in that position that you put Pedro Hizzo in. He's got to come back and try to start to control this fight.
Chuck showed the composure to know the fight wasn't going to end, and he backed off and saved his energy. Didn't punch himself out in that situation.
Well, I think he knows that that's a big part of Tito's game plan, is to drag this fight into the later rounds. Tito has amazing conditioning. He does all of his training up at altitude at Big Bear.
But to take some cardio away from Chuck, Tito has to do something to push that cardio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you know what? To take some cardio away from Tito, you hurt him. That's what Chuck did. It looks like part of Tito's game plan is to try to wing a big right hand on Chuck. He's thrown it a couple of times, and it looks like he's measuring him up for it.
Is there a danger because of the great job done with the hands in round 1, Randy, that Chuck could actually get overconfident on the feet?
Well, he's certainly a little more aggressive in pressing the action a little more, stepping in and creating the exchanges rather than waiting and countering like he normally does. There's always that danger. With a 4-ounce glove, as you alluded to, there is not much room for error.
You want to start hanging those hands too much.
It's such an interesting difference because regular boxing style, it's just there's holes in that boxing style that you can't bring to the UFC, fighting with those small gloves. And you alluded to that before about covering the hands, covering your head up with those little gloves. Hands get through.
Not only the small gloves, but the threat of a takedown, the clinch, the dirty boxing, so many other facets of that stand-up striking range the boxers don't have to worry about. It changes what you do with your hands and how you strike.
And the fact that bobbing and weaving leaves you open in easy kicks.
Well, Tito standing toe-to-toe with Chuck here in round 2.
Nice right hand by Tito that time.
Tito with a good body shot to Chuck Liddell.
Very nice by Tito.
Again, shooting from the open. There's no way you're going to take a wrestler down like Chuck Liddell from way out there.
And again, you got to be careful on your way up because Chuck oftentimes will throw that right on the way up. Tito able to cover it right at the last second that time.
So, Randy, you think he should be throwing some combinations and tie that takedown into the combination?
He's got to wait till Chuck steps in and throws his combination, change levels in that transition, and get in deep on Chuck to take him down, or create the combinations and throw his own, and then follow it with a good deep shot.
Randy, when you beat Chuck, you utilized the clinch, and then you swept the leg. It wasn't always just a double leg or a single leg. Can Tito close and do that?
Tito landed that right hand.
Can Tito utilize the clinch?
I think he could. I don't know why he doesn't, because I've trained a little bit with him, and he's very good from that position. He's a good wrestler. He's great when he gets his hands on you.
Tito also seems to be throwing that high kick with the right leg. That might be another part of his game plan.
Second round, fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds. Two of the most popular men in UFC history.
Again, Tito loading up with the big right hand. And Chuck does keep his hands remarkably low.
Outside, he's got
There's a takedown.
Now there's an opportunity. Tito takes Chuck down.
Watch for the knee bar if Tito leaves his leg dangling between Chuck's feet.
First bit of momentum. First bit of momentum for Tito Ortiz in the fight. Now he can utilize control. But now he's in that clinch.
Good elbow. In the clinch. Chuck gets out of the clinch.
And now the fight is on.
Tito threw a right hand, followed it to a high crotch, and spun right to Chuck's back and knocked him down. Chuck did what Chuck does, scrambled well, got back to his feet.
That has got to bolster Tito's confidence, though. He survived in round 1. He finally got just a bit, but he got some control in round 2. We are headed to round 3.
What's interesting is Tito's looking Chuck in the eye right at the end of that round and wants to get Chuck's respect. He looked at him and nodded like, I'm here, man. I'm still here, and I'm closing in on you. Let's take a look at some of the action from that round. Here's the elbow off the cage. This is right after Tito got the takedown. Chuck lands a wicked elbow.
Grazed his nose, crossed right above his upper lip. Doesn't look like he created any damage, but it was nice. It was very close. Nifty gash on Tito's eye.
That was the one opened up right in the first round.
Very interesting round. I like the way Tito rather got Chuck down there. If he can try something like that again, take his back like that again, that was a big part of his game plan.
Eddie Bravo.
I gave that round to Tito Ortiz. I like the way he came out. I like the way he started that round. He came out really aggressive. He didn't really land anything in that round. But Chuck didn't land, but a right hand and a left hook maybe. And then, of course, at the end of the round, Tito got the takedown, took his back. He didn't capitalize off it, but I'm giving that round to Tito Ortiz 10-9.
The crowd saw that, reacted.
There you go.
Tito
Third round.
It.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
This is a very interesting thing, having these guys take a look at the big screen and seeing that in between round scoring.
Still a great look and great strength and mental fortitude being shown by Tito Ortiz.
Chuck looks like he's doing something a little bit different. He's lowered his stance a little.
He's back now to giving a little ground and trying to draw Tito in.
That inside leg kick is also a big part of Tito's strategy here. You see him going to it over and over again.
Tonight, Liddell Ortiz, Rampage and Pro Cup on the card at UFC 67. Tito with a smile on his face. And Tito Ortiz counters. Tito's starting to have fun. Starting to look like the Tito of old.
Inside leg kick, but he hit the knee. He might have hurt his foot there.
Can he start breaking down this, what seems to be, Randy, undeniable confidence of Chuck the Iceman Liddell?
I don't think it was his foot. I think he's got a huge knot on his shin now where he hit that low leg kick.
Oh, good kick by Liddell, the answer.
Chuck definitely slowing down just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see that knot.
At what point, Randy, and you are very similar to Tito and you're waiting for your opportunity many times to go to the ground of the fight, at what point do you sense your opponent starting to weakening in his cardio and do you go for the big shot?
It's a feeling. When a guy's aggressive, has conditioning, has confidence, he's coming to you, as Chuck did a lot in the second round. And now you see Chuck waiting a little more. And that's going to start in Tito's mind to play like, oh, okay, he's slowing down. Now I can turn it on. Now I can step into that pocket and be a little safer, not be as risky about getting
good leg kick by Tito right there, and good body shot by Liddell. Nice left hook to the body. And a right hand to the body.
Chuck really hangs those hands low, man. Oh, another shot.
Wow,
Same
he dropped
spot.
down to his knee for that one.
Oh, see, he faked the shot to the midsection and tried to knock him out with one punch.
The high crotch again by Tito. The high crotch again by Tito. This time he didn't get in deep enough around the leg.
Tito's cut open again.
That is a dandy gash on Tito's left eye.
Chuck trying to
use his feet and create some distance here. Chuck's long enough to reach him from there.
Waited for the up kick. Chuck will be happy to stand up. Great job done a moment ago by Liddell, though. Body shot, fake the body shot, tried to come over the top.
Tito is definitely making a fight out of this. It looked real bad for him in that first round when he got hurt, but he's still hanging in there in the third round.
physically, mentally, knowing what we all knew about Tito and his preparation into this fight, Joe? Does it surprise you he's making a fight out of it?
You know, I thought it could have been over in that first round. That first round looked real bad, but, you know, it doesn't surprise me because I know Tito's conditioning is second to none, his work ethic is second to none, and like we said, he's been training up at Big Bear at altitude for almost 10 months now. He's in phenomenal condition.
He's a survivor in the worst positions. I had him mounted in the fourth round of our fight, barrage of punches, and that same defense keeps his forearms tight over his head and manages to survive and recover.
Caught with a jab and then with a right. 1:45 remains in the third.
Chuck using the long jab, trying to get a reaction. Nice uppercut, lead
right
uppercut.
hand. Tito
tries to answer. Chuck comes around the top. Chuck looking to close it out. Tito back down. Tito gonna cover.
Still a minute to go.
Lots of time here. Tito survived in a similar position in round one.
Oh, he rolled the leg over.
Can he survive here?
He's got to move.
Trying to finish Tito Ortiz.
He's not hurting him. He's hitting his arms mostly. He's not hurting him here. But Tito has to move.
And it is all over. Chuck Liddell remains the light heavyweight champion.
Wow.
The Iceman beats the Huntington Beach bad boy again.
Tito made him work for it, but in the end, it was the same result over and over again. Randy, what does someone have to do to stop this guy?
I tell you what, he's on fire. This is as good as he's ever been. He is so good at finding his range and settling into the groove of the fight. He's the best in the world right now.
Let's take a look at the Mickey's replay here.
Chuck.
Tito firing back, throwing some punches, but that could have been his downfall because in those exchanges, that's where Chuck landed. That uppercut hurt him badly. Another uppercut there. Here it is again from another angle. It's the exchanges. That vicious power that Chuck has and the confidence he has to throw it just overcame Tito.
And the key word with the Iceman is combination, isn't it, Randy?
Absolutely. When he gets on a roll, he's going to put one after another until he finds the one that hurts you.
Chuck the Iceman Liddell remains the king of the UFC. And what a great show put on by the Huntington Beach bad boy Tito Ortiz. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 59 seconds of the third round. For the winner by TKO and still the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
He almost finished it in the first. He does so in the third. The Iceman with Joe Rogan.
All right, I'm here with the champion. Once again, Chuck, is this the most satisfying victory of your career?
Well, first of all, everybody, after party being thrown by John Hunter and me here in MGM at Studio 54. If you want to meet up with us. I got a sponsor, 300 the movie. Great movie, check it out when it comes out. I got LA Boxing. Come check out the website. And, well, Zions, of course, with all the help. And one more, I think. Oh, toe to toe. I got Zinkin Entertainment. Thanks, guys.
All right, now, Chuck, this is a long, tough training camp for this fight. I know you wanted badly to win this fight, and I'm going to ask you again, was this the most satisfying victory of your career?
Yeah, this is the most satisfying victory of my career. I think Tito came out real tough. He looked good, and it was a good fight.
All right, take a look at the big screen and talk us through the Mickey's replay here.
There's not much to talk about this. I mean, I had him hurt. I just kept throwing punches until they decided to stop it, until he wasn't defending himself for sure. And it was over.
Were you surprised they didn't stop it in the first round? Because it looked very close to being stopped there as well.
Well, I was surprised, but I like the refs to let it go, you know. I mean, Tito's a tough guy, and we both, sure he says the same thing I say in the room. Let it go until I say it's done.
Now, obviously you're still a champ, and we brought in Rampage Jackson as a new addition to the UFC, and he's the only man that has beaten you that you haven't avenged that loss. Is that next on the agenda for you?
I hope so. That's up to everybody else, UFC and that, but I can't wait to get that rematch.
Well, it's been great to see you perform again, as usual, and great to see you once again, the champ, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. Party with him at Studio 54.
The Iceman remains the champion. Tito Ortiz defeated. He is inside the octagon with Joe.
All right, I'm here with Tito. Tito, obviously a devastating loss. A long, hard camp for this, a long way back. Tell us what's going through your mind now.
You know, pure anger. I'm just like, kind of disgusting myself because I let a lot of my fans down. It sucks. You don't understand. My fans are what feed me. The fans are what make me drive to get in the gym every day. And to let them down like this, it hurts my heart really bad. But you know what? Chuck's the best pound for pound fighter in the world right now. I got to give it to him. He's worked his ass off to get where he is, and he showed it tonight. I fought my A game. That was almost as best as I could fight, you know? I couldn't get a takedown. I thought I could strike with him. I felt pretty comfortable. And then there's the last little situation, I got hit with a shot or two. But you know, I mean, I'm only 31, man. I'm gonna be in this sport for another 5 to 6 years. I'm gonna be here for a long, long, long time.
Well, obviously the fans want to see you again. Do you take any comfort that this was a much tougher fight for him than it was the first time around? It shows your improvement?
Yeah, I haven't showed my improvement. I mean, middle of the third, I just made a few mistakes, man. I hit him with an inside kick, and I felt like I broke my foot. But I mean, it hurts. I mean, Liddell's an awesome fighter. Like I said, I can't say enough about him. I just got to congratulate him. And I just want to wish Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all the U.S. troops who are fighting for our country, man. Got to thank for them. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this in this octagon. Everybody out in Iraq, thanks for your support. Keep kicking ass. We're going to keep entertaining you guys.
Well, you are gracious in defeat, and we look forward to seeing you again in the octagon. Tito Ortiz, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Of course, my after party at Jet. I'm sorry all my fans let you guys down. I fought my ass off, and I will be back. I guarantee it.
The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship: Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Our supervising producer is Craig Borsari. Director of production, Tim O'Toole. A great job done in the truck again by our producer, Bruce Connell. Our director, Anthony Pasquale Giordano. Alan Connell helps us bring it all together. Joe Silva gives us the best matchups in mixed martial arts. How about the Pitbull? Back to his winning ways. Do you hear I want another shot at the title somewhere down the road? I certainly do. The athlete, Jason McDonald, has now beaten Ed Herman and Chris Lieben. He's also the winner of our submission of the night. What a fight indeed between the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine, and the ever so popular Forrest Griffin. Griffin was pinpoint accurate, but the Dean of Mean was overpowering and wins here tonight. And then in the fight of all fights for the light heavyweight championship of the world, the Iceman met the Huntington Beach bad boy once again. Chuck thought he had him in the first. Tito took him down in the second. But in the third, it was the same as it was the very first time, with the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, once again winning the light heavyweight championship. For all of us at Zuffa, we'll see you right back here inside the octagon.
No man's gonna make me quit in 15 minutes, 25 minutes, no matter how tired I am. You're not going to stop me. Of course, there's always somebody putting your lights out and putting you to bed for the night. But, that's what you're going to have to do with me. That's kind of why I got into this, is to test yourself. I've never been through anything challenging in my life, really. School was hard for me. Studying was hard for me. But think about, like, guys that really have it tough. Guys in the military, guys, at a lot of jobs.
20 seconds.
I don't really have a lot of, struggle in my life. This is just the way I've chosen to test myself.
Done. Done. Mel.
I can't even tell you why I love to fight. I just, why do people like to climb Mount Everest, I'm sure that before they do it, they're pretty apprehensive and they probably hate it most of the time doing it, but it's something you have to do. Fighting something I have to do. But what I do love about it is right in the middle round 2, middle round 3, when you're just so tired it hurts to hold your hands up and just fighting for your life. And that's the beauty and the art of our sport, is getting to that point and pushing through.
Why do I love to fight so much? I think it really comes down to really having the feeling in my heart of knowing I'm the best athlete in mixed martial arts to compete against another person, and showing the things I've learned over the last 10 years through kickboxing and jiu-jitsu and wrestling and the weight training and all the sacrifices I put into it, being an inspiration towards people. Words can't explain the excitement I have for this fight. A chance for me to get back in the octagon against Liddell and get my world title back. Pay-per-views going through the roof and getting over 1 million buys. Me and Liddell being the top fighters in the business to fight against each other for, probably one of the most recognized belts around the world.
Thanks, Chuck. Good luck, man.
Well, for the fans, I mean, it's been a fight. It's been a fight my fans have been asking for. Even though it's like, oh, you got a great fight coming up. Like, good luck on that fight. But when are you gonna knock Tito out again? It's just because they don't like him. He starts running his mouth more, and people don't like him even more. So everyone wants to see him get beat up.
A little different opening today. We usually take 18 minutes to get into the show, but since we have the rare opportunity to get the main event fighter as we move seconds into the show, Chuck Liddell is here with us, the light heavyweight champion. All right, let's get into the fight. A couple questions, and we got to move you on because you got a lot of spots to do. When you listen to him talk, do you think he believes what he's saying?
No, I don't. I don't think he believes it, but I know he says he's not afraid of me. He's afraid of me. In the back of his mind, he still knows I used to beat up on him every time we train. In the back of your mind, that doesn't go away.
1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2.
I felt like to an extent, my boxing's already there. It's something I enjoy. It's something I've tried to work hard on polishing up. Being a clean, sharp in and out movement, fighter doesn't come naturally to me. I just kind of want to stand there and, throw these. So it's, I'm trying to get away from that, trying to be more technical, and, I'm just working on being, fast and accurate right now. The power will come when it comes, It's, not something I'm really worried about right now. I know Keith can take a shot or two, but, I think I can do enough cumulative damage to win that fight.
I want you jumping and you throw that hook though. So, sell the fake, and then there you go.
Each time this guy goes out, he just gets better and better. He's willing to learn and willing to just put his body through the test to get better, and that's a testament to a good fighter, right? The Tito fight did a lot for him. Before, he was a tough guy who'd fight anybody. Now he believes that he can be champion. He has a goal in mind, and that's very important for an athlete, to have that goal and to have that confidence that I can be at the tops, because why do this if you don't want to be champion?
Nice and sharp.
That's great, man.
It's the best we've looked a couple days before fight.
If I look like dog shit, he's obligated to tell me I look good.
No, not really.
Positive. I like positive.
Basically, since I saw the first UFCs, I always wanted to be a fighter. I was playing football at the time. I had a little bit of wrestling background. I just met Greg Jackson in 2000 and moved to Albuquerque to Mexico to train with him. And it's been 7 years now, and here I am.
Keith is great because he's come so far. I mean, even in his last 2 fights, you just see improvement. He fights injured. He never quits, and he's still learning. He's still improving. He is in the best shape of his life. He's ready to rock and roll. We've done all our homework. We've got our game plan down. So he's very brave. So we'll step up and execute.
Get it out of your head. Get it in your head, put it in your head, and get it out of your head.
The best thing about Greg Jackson is he approaches each fighter differently. Like, he knows what gets me going and what I need to train and what's best for me, and he might treat Rashad Evans completely different.
Flying. Just flying. Beautiful.
Well, for me, I walk around with somewhere between 25 and 30 in off season, 225 and 230. I diet down to about 3 weeks out. I'm about 4 weeks out. I'm about 18. Weigh-ins, I'll wake up about 12, 13 day weigh-ins, and then I have 7 or 8 pounds to cut. You guys see me running around. You've got a bunch of tape of me running around. That's all I do. I goof around, put plastics on, put a suit on, run around, listen to my iPod for about 35, 45 minutes, and I drop whatever the 7, 8 pounds I need to.
What's up? Woke up this morning, I was 209, so I got actually only 4 pounds to cut, thank God. I'll probably make this last 4 pounds within, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Thank God I cut weight really easy, but I guess it's the 10 years of cutting weight for the UFC, and the other 5 years cutting weight in wrestling. Till weight time. I see me weighing in, I'll be on weight. Until then, move line.
Actually cutting weight this time, I think, hopefully, I'm not jinxing myself, it's going to be pretty good. Usually I cut a lot of weight, but I think because of the intense cardio training and such, my weight's a little bit lighter right now. I haven't concentrated on weights and strength as much as cardio in this one, so I'm probably about 10 pounds over right now, which is pretty good. That's an easy cut in the steam room.
Go 7.5, baby.
You want to take a picture? There you go. I'm your second favorite fighter, though. Coffee's a diuretic. It doesn't hurt you when it comes to making weight. I hate working out in a place that says spa. Notice I weigh myself with coffee in hand to get the actual weight. I know that Keith's a guy that's fully capable of fighting for 15 minutes, and I got to make sure I am too, and I know I am. I think cardio too, as far as your endurance, is the easiest way to be a better fighter. Is just to work on your endurance. It's a brain dead thing, running on a treadmill, doing those kind of drills. So that's when I developed my mental toughness.
Can't be beaten. Can't be stopped. No man can break me in 15 minutes. Not gonna happen. I cannot be stopped. I will win. I will come.
Oh yeah, it's always been the goal, but it's pretty risky, because at the first you're not getting paid a lot, and you quit your day job, But it's always been the goal, and right after the TV show, I got some sponsorships and stuff, so I was able to do that. And then thank God I won my first few fights, and now win this fight, then my future's pretty secure in the UFC, When I first got off the reality show, I thought it would be nice to fight Forrest or Stefan to really prove myself, but right now it goes way beyond season 1 and season 2. It's just 2 of the best fighters in the world matching up, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I gained a lot of fans from that fight. Even to this day, I get almost every day someone coming up to me saying, you won that Stefan fight. Another thing with that fight is, at the end of that fight, I really felt that I had some more left in the tank. Like, I gave everything I had in that fight, but it was one of the first times on the big stage, and I didn't really know how to pace myself. So I think this fight, you're going to see me be even more aggressive and cut loose just a little bit more.
That's how I was feeling, yeah.
You weighing?
205 even.
Yeah.
With a little extra water.
With the shorts on?
With the shorts and some water.
Sweet. Good luck, you guys.
It's something I've done a lot more this time, you know, watching the footage and try to not just watch the footage. I kind of always watched fights, but just kind of blind. This time I've watched the fight, you know, try to pick up his tendencies and then game plan for them. You know, so even if he catches me with something, I'll be like, I knew that was going to come, you know. So, you know, with Keith, if the left hand goes down, it's going to be a left hook. You know, it's a left hook, it's a right, you know, left hook moving to his left, he's going to throw a right leg or a right head kick. You know, I want to defend the hook, throw a cross off that, and throw my own hook off that before he has a chance to kick.
You know, honestly, I haven't watched too much film on Forrest. I watched his Tito fight a couple times, and probably 3 times. I thought he won that fight without a doubt. He won the second and third round. And then I watched his last fight against Bonner, which is really obvious. Every fight he's improving and improving. I'm sure he's going to have a lot more for me in this fight.
You know, some of the ways I've been dealing with this fight is just pretty much, I do a lot of visualization, of course, every single night, you know. Visualization's always been huge with me. When I used to wrestle in college, it's been huge. I mean, someone could tell me, okay, you do a double leg by keeping your head up, squatting down, and shooting forward. I want to see it. I don't understand that. Show it to me. And I see it, and I visualize it, and now it's going over and over and over, repetition in my head. I think that's why I've learned so quick in this sport and in wrestling. You know, when I first started wrestling, I started varsity team my first year. When I started fighting, 6 months after that, I fought my first time in the UFC, and I did well. Within a year and a half, I became the world champion.
I don't use visualization too much. I mean, I've thought of it, go through it sometimes. When I shadow box, I picture someone in front of me, and I work on the different things I do, but not particularly for one guy or one thing.
Chase him, man. Stop chasing him.
Waits for the guys to follow him, waits for the guys to follow him, and he wants a guy to come into him every single time, every one of his fights I watch, and he comes into him. And I think the biggest thing is step to my left and step to his right instead of following him. And I think that's one of the biggest things that'll be great to beat him. You know, there's a lot of things that I look at from the first fight that was in my mind, you know. Him being jealous and wanting the world title, and I understand that, that's totally fine. I mean, but for him to saying that we were never friends, I mean, that's just two-faced. And you know, I look at it, you know, there's a lot of things, I mean, me and my ex-wife, I was going through a lot of things with her, and I wasn't in a happy place, man. I was fighting a lot of demons in myself, I thought, and you know, just one of those things that now, I have none of those problems at all, you know. I have an awesome woman, Jenna, that supports me 100%. I'm injury-free. Training's been awesome. It's one of those things when you have a peace of mind and you're in a happy place, you know, everything just comes perfect to an ending, and you know, everything happens for a reason.
He still doesn't want to fight me. He fights me because he has to. That's the times he's fought me, both times, because there's nothing else for him to do. That's what he has to do. So he doesn't want to fight me. It's the one he's getting paid for, though. I'm very excited for this fight. I mean, I always get excited. It's always easy to get up to punch him in the face. I don't care how easy I think the fight is. The only thing that makes it easy is me being in great shape and ready to go. If I'm in great shape, I'm healthy, and my timing's on, I don't think there's a tough fight out there for me.
I need everybody's attention. When you get on the scale, you guys get off, you guys are going to do a face-off. You go up on this side and you come off on the other side.
205 for Keith Jardine. And his opponent in the red corner, Forrest Griffin.
You know, as far as the fans go, I've been fortunate, you know, I think I kind of just, as far as the way I behave and the way I look, I just kind of a normal guy, you know. You wouldn't really wish harm upon me, you know. I'm the kid that mowed your yard or whatever. It's just a kind of very everyman feel, so it's easy, I think, to cheer for me.
205 for Forrest Griffin.
Forrest has, you know, 10 times as many people rooting for him. Actually, I think I might be motivated by that. One thing I prepare myself for is when I'm in the octagon, I'm sure the stadium, everything's just going to go crazy when Forrest comes out, and I'm going to use that to motivate me. And I would like to, kind of like Rocky, I'd like to turn that around by the third round and have most of them cheering for me at that point.
Tito Ortiz.
I know I'm ready. So tomorrow night, everybody's gonna get an exciting fight. Someone's getting their ass kicked tomorrow.
205 for the Iceman. The Huntington Beach bad boy, the Iceman. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest mixed martial arts event of the year.
I know he got arrested. Did you see that? Cocaine charge. Cocaine.
Who did?
Tyson.
Really? I feel that, you know, that these guys are just trying to scrutinize my nose and I got busted on some bogus charges. And so Mike is going to be back, you know.
I don't do a lot on fight day. I'm just kind of chilling with weight. Hopefully my team will come over about then and give me some support. I know Rashad and Nate Marquardt are both coming in and Joey's here. We'll probably just hang out and just kind of laugh around and have fun.
This isn't real stress, but to me it's stressful. And anytime you're in a stressful situation, it's good to have your friends. People you can count on, people that you're not afraid to, you know, to just be a little crazy around.
Bologna, Italian sausage.
Huh?
Got the gut back.
Took a day.
Looking good.
Took a day.
Back, son.
Took a day, my belly is Jace.
What are you back up to?
Call you on.
16, 20?
Yeah, 250, 17, I'd say.
Dear Lord Jesus Christ, protect your son Keith. Give him the strength and courage of a warrior. Give him the stability and endurance of an athlete. In your name, dear Lord, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Just trying to stay low, not get too amped up too quick, and just let these hours pass so I can start getting ready to go.
I realize how big a pay-per-view Tito and Chuck is, the rematch, and I see the importance of it all. For me though, it's all about my fight, what I've got to do, and I know why I'm going to win this fight. I know how I'm going to win this fight. That's one thing I kind of changed about myself. I'm just trying to be more positive and be more, I'm going to win. Fighting is I think the ultimate competition. It's the one I enjoy the most, and the one I have a greatly vested interest in, so when it comes to that, I'm very competitive. I'm competitive in the gym, competitive on the mat, competitive in the cage, wherever I want to win.
When the judges watch this fight, everybody knows who Forrest is. Nobody knows who I am. They're going to be watching Forrest, and it's almost like I'm fighting for the title. I'm going to have to take that away from him. So if the fight's really close, I don't expect to win the victory that way. I mean, it's sad to say, but I mean that's kind of what I prepare myself for in my head. It's motivating that I have to win by a lot in this fight.
With Chuck Liddell, I pretty much know him like a book. I've read every one of his pages, and his hook, always a falling back hook, and he either throws a jab or right hand, double jab, right hand, maybe two right hands after. He sprawls, and he'll always circle to his right. And yeah, he's powerful on both hands. But I mean, you got to hit something that stands in front of you, and I don't plan on standing in front of him too long. And if I do, it's going to be a shot takedown that I'm going to go to take him down.
I match up against Tito really well because I'm a good striker and I hit hard, and he doesn't like that. He doesn't hit hard enough to make himself dangerous on his feet, and then he's the style of wrestler I used to like to wrestle when I was in college. I mean, that's the style I did the best against, his style of wrestling. So, he likes to muscle people and bully people, and he can't do that to me.
My game plan for this fight is to take the middle of the octagon. Put my chin down. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to push forward for the whole fight. I might attempt a takedown or two in each round, just to keep the pace going and to ensure a more dominant victory, because I know I'm not going to win a close victory in this fight.
Keith's a guy that comes out tough as nails, you know, fights hard, fights every fight, you know. He does a lot of things well. He's versatile as far as where he can fight, and I feel like I'm the same way. I think as far as weaknesses, I don't think he's got a lot of weaknesses. He doesn't look for the takedowns. From what I understand, he's very strong. He has a bad habit of throwing a 1-2 kick or 1-2-3 kick, you know, being kind of almost robotic in the scrambles. I think I kind of have some of his tendencies down. I'm gonna try and beat him to the punch. Same thing he's gonna do to me, you know.
You got him, all right?
Fans are the ones who supported me from the very beginning. They're the guys who pushed me and, you know, make me want to work harder just to be a better fighter, be a better person, and I think I owe that little part to him to go out there and do the autographs and shake hands and just get a person-to-person thing, you know. When I'm out there, I'm fighting for my fans, man. That's how I've always been. I think that's why Tito Ortiz fans are such maniacs. It's awesome.
Keith has beaten a lot of people in jiu-jitsu tournaments. He's got a real good arm bar, real good guard, got a great low kick and a pretty good high kick as well, you know, coming off the right leg. I think his hands are, you know, very unorthodox, you know, very awkward, a lot of weird angles, a lot of weird movements to set up the kicks and punches. Everything that I do is kind of like very orthodox and normal. He's not.
Move on.
Force to strengths. I think he has pretty good footwork. He's really fast and really long. He's taller than me, longer than me. And I'm sure he's going to exploit that. I think he might even try to do kind of like Wilson did in the first round of my last fight, try and do a lot of hit and runs, keep moving, try not to get in a brawl with me. He's pretty good on the ground. He's probably better on his ground than on his feet, but like me, he prefers to stand and have fun.
I always have pre-fight rituals. They suck too. I throw up and I cry. That's just me, man. I'm an emotional person, and you know my adrenaline's rushing so hard, and if there's anything in my stomach, it's for surely coming up. You know, when I walk out in the octagon, I feel tears coming down. That's just an automatic, and that's the emotions. That's what the love, I mean, I have for the sport. And I was here when there was 1,500 people in the stands, you know, for UFC, when there was nobody. When we were fighting in Biloxi, Mississippi or something, back in the days before Yuzufo owned this company. And I was there in the dark ages when they were getting 15,000 pay-per-view buys. And to see it now when there's 16,000 people in the stands and they're getting over 1 million pay-per-view buys, and I've made it, man. God gave me a gift. I want to make sure I use it to the fullest, you know. I'm really happy to be in the situation I am right now, and the rituals I go through, they make those things that much better.
Yummy.
Hard part's training for these things. In 3 months of training, it's hard to stay motivated and pumped up. So, you know, a lot of that comes down to, you know, your fans, and you can't let them down. Let your people train with you and do all the things for you. Fan support, I don't think it plays into my confidence. I mean, I don't think I've ever not been confident as a fighter. I've always thought I can beat anyone. And that's the way I go out there every time I fight, is that I'm gonna win this fight. Sooner or later, I'm gonna knock a guy out. You know, if I don't knock someone out, it's because I just ran out of time. You know, I was gonna knock him out.
Go, Keith! Come on! Your time, AJ.
I use a lot of visualization leading up to the fight. When I fight Forrest, it's going to be like the 100th time I've actually fought him in my head. And I visualize just a lot of different combinations that I'm working on. Ideally, I like to knock him out in the first round, but mentally I'm preparing myself for a 3-round war, and I think that's the best way to go about it. I love fighting for the big crowds. I love all the drama around the UFC. It's so easy to get pumped up. You walk out there, everyone's yelling, and this is UFC. It's what I dreamt of for 7 years, and it just feeds me, the people yelling and all the theatrics involved around the UFC right now. It's just great.
Let's go, baby. We got to move up.
When you're in the locker room, they come back and they say it's fight time, you know. time to get in your position and walk out. You know, the warm-up is done, everything's done. It's just time to fight, you know. Just enjoy yourself, relax, let whatever's gonna happen, happen, you know. Just be confident that no matter what happens, you have an answer for it.
You're gonna get that rush, you're gonna get that rush right when we walk out there.
You walk out into the crowd and then, you know, you can feel that energy, a positive vibe. I've been very fortunate, you know, usually pretty loud. It's a good, you know, vibe. It's very fun. It's, you know, puts it all right where you need it, you know, in perspective. It's a good energy. And then you just take that right in there and fight with it.
It'll be interesting to see if Jardine has tightened things up since that point.
We used to train together. I beat him at everything, every facet of the game. So, I mean, it's been 4.5 years since we trained together, but that's still in the back of his mind because, you know, 2.5 years ago, or 2 years ago, we fought. Once he gets hit hard, he's so afraid to get hit, or he knows he's going to get hit hard. He's afraid to get hit. He doesn't react right.
I think this is going to be a war. I'm going to have to earn it. I'm really have to step through the first couple rounds, and I think it's going to be challenging for me. But, you know, a lot of matches that I've gone through have been challenging, and I just want to step up and just make it exciting no matter what.
Step jab cross, step, right punch, back step. Good, circle.
Go, KJ!
Nice, Keith. Stay tight.
You got headroom in him, so watch the leg now, Keith. Watch the leg.
Tight, Keith.
Tight, Keith. Tight, Keith. Tight, baby.
Stay tight.
Forrest is down to the ground. He's going to try to work inside.
Big right hand by Keith Jardine.
Jardine coming over the top.
Oh,
Forrest is in trouble. This fight is over. Keith Jardine has defeated Forrest Griffin.
You know, I saw a couple times when I moved in, he either backed out or he put his head down. So in my mind, I knew eventually I was going to be able to get him with my uppercut. So I moved in, he put his head down, I caught him, I saw him dazed a little bit, and I just kept on him, caught him with the hook, he tried to shoot, took him down, and just gave him hell.
We feel we have the right to be in here with any of these other guys, and we love our sport, we love it to death, so I mean we're in here for the passion, we're in it for all of these things. The rest of that, you know, oh he beats this guy or he doesn't beat that guy, you know, that's neither here nor there. We're in it because we absolutely love it, and he is, like all his Viking ancestors, the happiest in a war, so he that's where he lives, you know what I mean? Where other men flee, he's comfortable.
Problems with the pain anywhere, nausea, broken.
I know. God damn, he was a perfect opponent for me too. You know, it really was. Hey, the first 4 or 5 times it hit me, it didn't feel real hard. Last time, it felt pretty hard.
Congratulations to Keith, fought a good fight. Now that it's over, you know, I just want to fight again tonight, you know, give me another shot at him. But, you know, all the best to him, and, you know, I like fighting earlier in the night anyway, so I'll be back and see what happens, brother.
I don't see Tito as having a weakness of not wanting to get hit. I don't see him having any weakness. I just see him as being a great fighter, but Chuck's just a couple notches better and stronger and tougher and better overall.
I'm healthy. I'm 100%. I mean, I haven't felt like this, I'd say almost 3.5 years before I got injured with Couture. And this is something that, you know, I think things happen for a reason, and I just got to make sure I keep my game plan, you know. Not chase him down. I think that's the biggest thing, is not chasing him down. So let's make him come to me. I think that's the biggest thing.
All right, guys, here we go. We're walking 3, 2, let's walk, baby. Here we go.
Walking in, baby. Just walking in, baby.
He can say whatever he wants. You know, we got now it really doesn't matter anymore. Now we get to fight again, so I'll knock him out again. You know, it's not a problem. I'll catch him again. I'm gonna hurt him again. And, you know, he did nothing to me in that fight. He got nothing even close to taking me down. He didn't get close to hitting me with anything, hurt me with anything. I'm gonna kill him.
Follow up that right hand with a left right. Not one big punch. Threes, fours. Threes and fours, Tito.
surprised you going to take care of him this early, too?
No, not surprised at all. He hung in there. I mean, I thought I had him out the first.
Were you at all concerned about his confidence going into his fight? He was talking a lot of smack, more smack than the last time.
Not at all. I don't care. I hope he's confident. He made for a good fight.
You know,
I popped the tendon. I did it on this one before. Not sort of attached a little bit.
Missed the bottom.
I let you know that. What's it called? Yeah, you know, he's seen it before. Did it again. Did a different one. He's a tough fighter, and he made a tough fight. He went out there and fought his heart out and threw, and he threw some good kicks and punches. And I didn't think he had the tools to finish me, put me away, and then he has to beat me in exchanges. And he tried a low shot. That's something he doesn't usually do. And actually, that's the one thing I was waiting for him to try. So I was ready for it. But that's something I like to defend. I mean, now that it's a little harder to defend now when you have wrestling shoes on. But without wrestling shoes, it's easy to slip that foot out of those low shots. I don't think at any time I was worried about getting beat out there.
After the first round, a lot of guys would have quit and they would have given themselves an out. Especially when he was on his back, kicking off from the floor and getting back to his feet. A lot of guys would have quit. And I guess the crowd would have been happy with that, but Tito wouldn't be. So that's why he got back to his feet, and tried to finish the fight and tried to win. Tito's got tremendous heart, and he's definitely coming back.
I don't rank them, man. It's just another fight, man. I love fighting. I love being out there, and I got to have fun tonight. So we're gonna go out and have some more fun right now.